You got it locked on Roadium Radio.
Due to circumstances beyond anyone's control, Dr. Dre is in the motherfucking house. So right about now, and I say, yo Steve, are you with me? ICE, are you with me?
Here's a little something about a nigga like me. They never should've let me buy tape from Steve. Ice Cube would like to play dope shit mixed by Dr. Dre. And since I was a youth, I like Compton. Now I like a motherfucking Roadium. Buying a tape or two, that's what the hell I do. You don't like Tony A? Well, fuck you, this is a game, and I'm in it. Ice Cube will fuck you up in a minute with a right, left, right, making you sick. And then you see Tony A is on the mix.
Tony A! Tony A! When you're ready, go.
Welcome back, everyone, to Roadium Radio, episode 316. I want to thank everybody on the live chat, everybody who's tuning in, everybody who liked, commented, subscribed, and who has made Roadium Radio possible. I want to thank you guys, because I always like to say that if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be sitting here. I'm only here because of you guys, so I always like to thank and show love to my fan base. I like to show love to people that love this platform, and also to our members. You know, we got a lot of members. We are releasing a lot of new content, but you have to become a member. So much love and respect to you guys. If you guys haven't gotten a chance to check out my boy Seven, his interview, if you haven't gotten a chance to check out Sugar Free, if you haven't gotten a chance to check out B-Real's interviews, definitely check them out. I like to call them conversations. That's really what they are. I like to chill and conversate with my brothers. So definitely, we got check it out. We got a lot of great content, and we got more content coming soon. So we're not going to waste any time. And the reason why I want to jump right into this is because for some reason, a lot of trolls consider my next guest controversial. And why that is, I have no idea. But he is no stranger to Roadium Radio. So without further ado, please allow me to introduce Pocho One from the Pocho Live Podcast. Did I say that right?
Yeah, what it do, what it is, what it was.
What it was and what it is. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
Good. You said what it was. Can we say it is what it is? No, that's not it.
Yeah, it's a Barry thing. It's a Barry thing. Shout out to my little homie Dro. We were talking about this morning. Yeah, I don't know, it became a thing for me. Like, it's just what it do. It's the thing that we do in the Bay, but it's like what it do, what it is, what it was, you know, like what we doing, you know what I mean?
All good. You know what? Let me give a shout out to Gold Toes. Thank Gold Toe for tuning in. You know what?
He calling a lot though, man.
Yeah, hopefully he's watching. But other than that, man, much love and respect to him.
Shout out Julio Sanchez.
Absolutely. You know what? I want to say something really quick because the last time that you guys were here, and it's almost exactly.
When was that? I don't even remember.
2021.
Okay.
So 2 years ago, September 5th.
Okay.
September 5th.
Andale.
When we're in September. So a little bit over 2 years. So I just wanted to bring that out.
A lot has happened since then.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun that day because a lot of people don't know that episode. If you guys want to go back and check it out, that was episode 192.
Ooh,
and we are in
right.
episode 316.
That's right, and still going strong. Congratulations, 100K.
Thank you.
On the road to a 500K, and you're not giving up anytime soon. I saw you talking to was it B-Roll?
Yes.
You were saying you might give in a little.
Yeah, well, probably this be my last year.
Nah, bro.
Yeah.
This is the only place I come, you know, like where I feel like real comfortable, real safe, real like, you know, that you build a community that's long lasting. And I shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to all the IE fools, the LA fools, the Bay fools, all them fools. I'm the Theo of the fools, or the father of the fools.
All good. We're gonna get into that because rumor is you got fired.
I know. How can you get fired from something you created? That's all I want to know, bruh. But it's all right. We'll talk about it right now. Shout out to all them fools.
All good. You know what? But now a lot has happened that day. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
First day I met Gold Toes. We drank. We had a lot of fun, and we also had a push-up contest.
And
right?
you Toes. He got you on that one, my boy. Hey, he got me in the arm wrestling, but I'm gonna be honest. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta show your OG a little bit of.
Oh, okay. So you were a little lenient.
I don't know. Honestly, if you look at the video, like the angle, bro, I feel like he had a little bit more. You know what I mean? He had a little bit more on the push-up, but nah. Hey, that dude's big though. He's strong. He's strong. I mean, that's why I respect you and him, bro. Is because you guys are both strong men that are like you're aging well too. You know what I mean?
Oh man, you know what? It's because
I just turned 40.
We're all alpha males, bro.
Yeah, all day.
Yeah,
I've been dealing with a lot of beta males recently. Shit is rough out here. It's rough. It's rough for an alpha male to live out here, dog.
It truly is.
Beta males and gangster Karens, bro.
Gangster Karens.
That's my new term for all these cholos that get online and worry about every other man's success. I'm out here making money, living great. You know what I mean? Living that life, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And like enjoying myself, bro. And I just never understand why people take time out of their day. But at the same time, I asked for it. So here we are.
Yeah,
But you did win. He did win the push-up contest with Gold Toes. I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, but Gold Toes is strong because I've heard he's beat a lot of dudes in arm wrestling, man. So, you know what? Maybe he never calls me out, and we'll leave it at that.
Ooh.
Live on Roadium Radio.
Oh, that right here. That would be funny.
All good. But now let me say this. Let's give a quick recap of Pocho 1 because people may not know that you were on episode 192. They just think that this was your first time here.
Yeah.
So where originally are you from? Where did you grow up at? And give us a little bit of your background.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was born in Santa Paula, California, right here, the 805. Shout out to Young Hash, 805, a rapper out of the Santa Paula. It's funny because their hood is Varios, VSP, Varios, and it has the same as my neighborhood. But so I was born in Santa Paula, but I actually lived in Oxnard, Chiques, Little Chicago. My parents were organizers for the United Farm Workers, and they were organizing the strawberry strikes in Oxnard. So I was living in Oxnard in the projects right there in Chiques, but my mom was at a rally in Santa Paula, and she was actually speaking for the people in El Salvador. So this is 83, because I'm an old ass fool. So she was speaking for the people in El Salvador, and her water broke. So she named me Salvador for the people in El Salvador. Wow. Yeah, and so shout out to all the Salvadorians in Los Angeles, especially the ladies, the feisty ones. I love them.
But Salvador.
Yeah.
Can you explain to people what that name actually means in Spanish?
So Salvador means the savior. And I'm out here to save you fools from yourselves, dog. It's not north versus south, bro. It's man versus food now. You know what I mean? But I'm just having fun. But so yeah, bro. So I was so I was born in Oxnard, but I moved to Santa Rosa at 4 years old. Wow. My whole family lives there. Shout out to the 707. Say it backwards, baby. And we went there to start organizing also the factories there. So my parents are like revolutionary unionists. Yeah. They've worked with the United Farm Workers. They worked with other unions. They believe in revolution, bro. And that's why I'm a different kind of dude, bro, because I was raised with Che Guevara on my wall, with Lenin, all these communist people too. I was raised with Dolores Huerta personally. I was held by Cesar Chavez, like I was at his funeral with his family. So that's why people don't understand a lot of like my background. And my mom's known as the 50 people that shaped my Sonoma County history, the county that I'm from. And she's like on a big ass mural in the middle of my hood and on Mendocino Avenue, the block that's like the Whittier of our area. Yeah. She's a big ass mural of my mom, bro. And so I come from a family, the Sanchez Mafia. I come from a family that serves the community. But we also don't take no shit either, We're kind of like, we have like a little bit of a rough edge. And that's kind of my problem, a lot of times is I have a little bit of a temper, bro. And, being an alpha male, bro, it's like you're trying to manage that shit. And then dealing with fools that act funny, it's like you get frustrated. But I don't want to fall back into that. But yeah, so I lived in Santa Rosa. I was raised there, my boy. Santa Rosa is 45 minutes north of San Francisco. It would be kind of like, how Pomona is not, some people don't think it's LA County, but it is. Uh-huh. It's the last city of LA County that when people get locked up, they go to downtown, So Santa Rosa is like on the edge of the northern Bay Area. There's still more that's considered, but we're like right there. So we're like just right there by the city, but we still country. So I grew up like, I have chickens at my house. I grew up like on a farm half my life. Really? Yeah, so I'm a real farmer, you feel me? You know what I mean? Not just like in the gang sense. And my mom served the hood, and we come from a neighborhood called South Park that my mother's from. And my mother's, when she was there, bro, there was no Mexicans, just black people. And then eventually now it's mostly Mexicans and mixed. But so I'm from the neighborhood that my family's from, you know, so this isn't like, there's a lot of guys that come and hang around the neighborhood. Right. Where I come from the neighborhood in terms of my legacy. My mom's not from my gang, you know, but she's from the neighborhood, you know, and so my community means so much to me. It's not just like this gang thing. It's my community that I was raised in, that my family was raised in, you know? And so I was raised there, bro, when I barely got on some probation, got caught up in the streets and, you know, made it out. But at a very young age, I joined a hood there. I joined a...
Yeah. But how old were you say, when you joined?
So I would say I started prospecting the hood. I mean, we don't use that term, but, you know, I would start at 10. At 12, I joined the Pee-wees, and at 15, I joined my neighborhood.
Yeah. Was there a reason for that? I mean, did you find like that brotherhood love with them, and that's what made you join? The reason why I ask is this, because I've talked to a lot of youngsters here that are from an active neighborhood. And when we talk, you know, these guys are in their either early 20s or maybe mid 20s. And I asked them, you know, what made you join at such a young age? And it saddens me, bro, when I hear some of these youngsters tell me, I only joined because I wanted friends.
Yeah.
And another guy told me, I just wanted that brotherhood.
Yeah.
Another person said, I just wanted to belong to something. What was your reason? Did you feel any of those?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a mixture of everything. Gang banging and gangs is wraparound services based on conditional love. So you get every kind of service you need. If you don't have a father, it gives you a father. If you don't have a brother, if you don't have respect, if you don't have jewelry, if you don't, whatever you don't have, it will give you on conditions. And that's my problem. My whole life, I have been dealing with people loving me on conditions that I give them everything of myself. And I'm not willing to do that, you know, and that's the problem. We'll talk about it in the future, but when I went to Homeboy Industries, I felt a therapeutic community based on unconditional love. Unconditional love is the love you get from your parents that really truly love you. And so, but for me, I'm half Irish, half Mexican, even though everybody thinks I'm a Maui from you know, whatever that thing is, but
Polynesian or something.
Yeah, and I'm half Irish, and my father is Irish, you know. Supposedly to Marvelous, that means I'm not Chicano. But then supposedly to this other guy, it's through your mother's side, so I don't know who to believe. But shout out to my boy.
Shout out to Marvelous.
Yeah, that's my boy, though. Shout out to Marvelous. One of my favorite people to interview. One of my favorite people down here, actually. But no, to be honest, I joined my neighborhood because my family was slowly coming out of poverty. And my father saw what was happening and was eventually getting us, and he eventually did get us out. My brothers and sisters grew up in middle-class neighborhoods, brother. I'm the oldest, so I'm the only one that grew up in you know. And I just didn't want to leave my friends. And I know I'm very loyal. Once I become close to you, once I love you as a man, no, unpause, man. I don't want to use that word no more. Hey, once I love a man, like, you know, as a homeboy, yeah, it's hard for me to unlove them.
Yeah.
You know, and so I would just say being a little biracial, you know, having to deal with your dad being white in the hood was a little, you had to stand up for yourself. So, but it wasn't that, it was more just that I wanted to protect my people, bro. I wanted to fight for my community. I thought that this was my way of expressing, like, how my parents were out in the streets. Yeah. I would see my parents in the streets organizing people, you know, but I wanted to organize the homeboys. But the other part is I've always been kind of money motivated, and poverty is dehumanizing, and it takes from you, and it makes you feel less of a man. And so I didn't want to feel like dehumanized, and so I wanted to go get those bags. Yeah. So, to be honest, I don't have my mom was doing, my homeboys, I have homeboys that were, like, I tell people, I gangbanged, but I'm a regular old gang member. I didn't go to prison. I gangbanged with real gangbangers. Right. I gangbanged with real gangsters. My homeboys were the real gangsters. I wasn't. I'll be honest. My heart wasn't into it. I'm a sweet, sensitive little boy, man. And I'll be honest with you, Tony, is that I was scared my whole life in terms of I've always been putting on for other people. Yeah. You know, and I don't want, and even what I'm doing right now, you know, I'm not willing to put on for other people. I don't care how big a platform is. I'm not going to put on for nobody. Yeah. You know. So you were raised up there, and then there was a time when you actually came out here,
and you lived out here for about 15 years, if I'm correct. Now, for those that may not know, what were you doing out here? What made you come live out here for a while?
Yeah, shout out to Santa Monica College. I wasn't able to. I was able to finish high school barely, because I was on probation, so I could focus. But so I couldn't go to a university. But I was already out, like thinking, like by 17, because I started really young. I started banging at 10. So by 17, that's why when I see a lot of these fools getting in their neighborhoods, like at 24 or 22, I'm like, bro, by 24 I was traveling the world.
Same with me.
Yeah. So basically, I needed to get away from my city because I'm well known in my city, and I couldn't focus.
Right.
And so I was going to go to San Diego, shout out to La Mesa Community College or something. But then when I saw Santa Monica College and it didn't say community college, I just liked that it said college. So I moved to 20th and Pico in Santa Monica College, right al lado de Campos Taqueria right there. It's still there.
Now, when you moved out here, did you come out here by yourself? Did you have family members? Did you have friends you stayed with? Or like, what inspired this move? It was pretty much your neighborhood. You just needed to get out. Would you say you were just venturing for something new in your life?
Yeah, and we'll talk more about like these other things that but I would just say that I didn't leave my neighborhood in bad standings or anything. My friends, in any gang, you have your closest people, right, yes, and then you have other people. Well, the people that I grew up with, we were really from there. We know each other, we love each other. Those people were happy to see me go. They would get mad, Tony, when I would come back and they'd be like, what are you doing here, bro? You're taking chances. Because this is the 90s. And that's why I get frustrated when people even speak on me, because anybody, if you're 35 to 55, if you're 40 to 55, you know that if you were outside, you had to stand for something. You couldn't just be outside. Like, there was no social media. You had to prove yourself, So I just don't like when people try to take my story from me. But no, I moved out here just to go to college, bro, to change my life. I grew my hair out for the first time. Everybody thought I was Puerto Rican.
Yeah, now what inspired the hair? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I don't even like having hairs for the ladies. No, curls for the girls. Nah. So this, bro, so in the Bible, Jesus, I don't follow it like that, to be honest, but I caught this part that my father talked to me about, is that it says, in the Bible, it says, men that follow God grow their hair, if they can. And in the Aztec culture, in our culture, we were doing this before at the same time, or probably before the Hawaiians. But when every day, the men, when they're with their children and with their lovers, they pull their hair down. So they're vulnerable. They're here. They're rooted. They feel rooted there. But when they go outside of the home to do the war of the day, they tie their hair up. You look in the mirror, I tie my hair up. I look at myself, and it's kind of like people don't know that the salute started back in the day with the medieval. They would put their things up before they would go hit each other, so they put it up like this. So it's a way of me saluting myself and saying, like, I'm a warrior for my family, for my community. I honor God, and I walk with God, and I'm favored. And that's why I do what I do, bro, is because I walk with the Lord. I walk with my Creator, and He moves me to do inspirational things on a daily basis.
That's a good thing. You know what? Let me share with you a quick story. And I think part of it has to do with Samson, okay? Strongest man in the world, okay? And he took a Nazarite vow, and I don't have time to explain it, but he wasn't to do three things: have strong drink, touch anything dead, and never cut his hair. That was an oath.
Yeah.
When he got with the wrong woman, and she deceived him, and they cut his hair off, he lost all of his strength. Okay. Oh. So I kind of understand the whole hair thing, but I just like to ask the question.
Oh, no, yeah. It gives me power, too, but it's a lot of work to keep your hair, and I used to be pelon for so many years, bro. I'm used to shaving my head, homie, and just having, the girl touch up the back, and make sure that you're good. And even if you don't have a girl, you can always look in the mirror and knock that bad boy out. You might have one little cut, but, and then I do miss the girls rubbing my head, the pelon, así. I miss them doing that, but they love this, so and that's one thing. I'm woman crazy, so I gotta do it for them.
So was Samson.
Yeah.
So, but be careful with the wrong one, because they may cut your hair.
I know. That's why I'm still single. You gotta be. Hey, listen, I'm looking for a wife. You gotta be speak Spanish, Latina, kids, because the reason why I know I'm 40 and I'm like, why should I? Everybody's gonna have kids, but listen, I have the best relationship with the mother of my child. Shout out to Becky, she's the most amazing mom in the world. Shout out to my daughter Vida.
Yes.
Like, I have a really special situation where I'm like, we really care about each other and we want each other to win. And man, don't call them your baby mama, call them the mother of your children and honor them publicly, even when you're not with them. I have a really good relationship. It's hard to find a woman that doesn't have a toxic relationship with the man, you know, her baby daddy. So Latinas, have a job, have your own car, have your own insurance.
So somewhat independent.
Yes, and you got to speak Spanish. If you don't speak Spanish, no sabo, can't do it.
What about cooking?
Oh, and you got to cook, because I don't cook. I wash dishes, though. And honey, I will pour you a glass of wine. I don't drink. Pass it to you, give you a little kiss, and put on my little apron with my gangster ass and wash all the dishes. Get that shit. My ex-wife, shout out to Nancy. I'm dropping names today. My ex-wife, she from Puebla. She would love to see me in an apron, all, you know, choloed out like with
Really?
Chucks on and, you know, like with the khakis on and stuff. And I'd be washing them dishes, because I feel like relationships, it's all about, it really is like give and take. It's willingness. It's 50-50 or whatever. It's cheesy, but it's real, bro. And you're going to have a woman work, cook, and clean, bro. Like, you got to get in there and do something, bro, not just provide.
Now, say if a woman's out there watching and she's interested in you, she may say, okay, I can do all of that, but what do you have to offer other than just washing dishes?
I have to offer a career, a movement. I would say, what is it? What's bigger than medium but not large? Oh man, hey, I got a lot to offer. Let's just say I got a long list of things to offer.
He said a long thing.
A long thing. Nah, I would just say that I know the details, bro. I will make sure that you always have flowers, so you know my presence. Okay. I'm always around you. I will make sure to find out who you really are and expose that to yourself so that we can build. And I feel like every girlfriend I've had, made them better than they were after they met me, and then they moved on though. Kind of like the homies, like the fools.
You know. Let me say this, and I think somebody asked me this question a while ago. He says, "Ton, how do I know that this girl's the right one?" So I go, "Tell me about her." So he told me about her. Not that I'm a professional, but I said, "Okay, do you make her better?" And he thought about that one for a while.
Yep.
And he said, "I think." That's what he said. And I said, "Does she make you better?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "Then you need to work on you, bro."
Yep.
I said, "Because you need to make her better." So, and then I think, say a woman says, "Yeah, I'm cool. You know, I would like to meet you." Then she tells you this. What answer would you give her if she says, "Okay, Pocho one, I'm down, but can you make me feel loved, wanted, needed, and protected?"
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Bro, I'm like I love too hard, bro. I'm like one of them fools, like, what do they call it? Love bombing?
Okay.
Fool, my problem is I want to get to it. I'm aggressive. My problem, even with all of my, even professional life, Gold Toes tells me, like, slow down, my boy, you're good. Everybody thinks I'm like a rocket. You put me in the right direction and I go and I get things done. But like, I just need somebody that's going to be more like I add value everywhere I go, bro.
Yes.
And so I need to be with somebody that's going to add value to my life and in every part of it. And I want somebody to challenge me too, bro. And the thing is, I'm also 40. I have my own career. I have love with I have feminine, natural love for my daughter and my mother. So I don't need the attention of a woman really, but I do need some more children. And I'll be honest, Tony, we'll talk about like my OnlyFans and all these other things, is that I'm 40, bro. And I don't know if I've ever truly made love. And I think that that's a problem, and it's because I think that I've like had all these women, but I never took time to focus on just the one, because I'm into conquering, you know, I'm a master hunter, my boy, and I love women, and I just don't think it's natural for a man that is a poppin' ass man to be monogamous, bro. Like, some people hate on me because they don't understand the polyamory.
Okay.
Have you heard that term?
Yes, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You know what? I just need to conduct this conversation because I want to get to the Homeboy Industries. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
How did you end up there? Tell us the story there.
Yeah, so I've been honored, man. I just want to say, like, I love Los Angeles, and Los Angeles has been so good to me, you know. So the story really goes is I was in Santa Monica first. I was in Santa Monica, bro, and I graduated from there. I was supposed to go to UCLA, but I went to CSUN because I wanted to be with Rudy Acuña, the godfather of Chicano studies. He wrote the first book of history book for Chicanos by Chicanos. And I'm like a nerd. People don't know. They think I'm this like, but I'm actually like a straight nerd, but I'm a straight dork. But so I went over there to study under him. And Rudy Acuña, everybody from Northridge, from the Valley, a lot of raza knows him, would say like this: Pinche Pocho Pelon, Pinche Pocho Pelon, you're a usual suspect. You look like the UPS man. Because he sounds like everybody knows. And I would dress like all Dickies, like the FedEx man. Oh, he said FedEx. But he's the one that coined the term Pocho for me. Pinche Pocho Pelon. I used to be bald-headed. Yeah. In college, I was bald-headed. Everybody knows. And so I'm going to get to Homeboy, but let me just get to my name and then get over there. But it's because it all kind of lines up. So anyway, so he gave me that name, and the homies in Mecha, shout out to Mecha, Movimiento Estudiantil, Chicana and Chicano de Aztlán changed my life. Gave me a vehicle to gangbang for my people, not just for my neighborhood. But so they used to say, hey, Pocho, pinche Pocho, joking with me,
Right.
And then when I got from MySpace, I used to be Sally Boy Sanchez, MySpace. And then I went to Facebook and I just put Pocho1 photography, because I didn't want to put my name. I've always been somebody that's kind of like, hold on. I'm always late to social media. And so that wouldn't do from there, I would get another degree in San Francisco State. Then I would get a master's degree from the University of Southern California. Fight on, baby. Really from the school, not just from South Central though. Shout out. But look, so I went to USC. So
you got accepted to USC?
I have a master's from USC and a teaching credential.
Well,
I'm a Trojan, baby.
Say that again, my bro. I
got a master's in educational leadership. Some of you vatos need to, check on your boy a little bit. And I have a teaching credential from the University of Southern California.
Wow.
And I'm from up north.
Wow.
So I've been really out here, people. And it's not just people. That's why people think, I know LA better than I know the Bay Area. I know LA better than a lot of people from LA, because no disrespect, but a lot of people in LA, they stay in their, in their world, kind of. Yeah. I was a street photographer. We'll get into it, CNN. So I know the streets. But yeah, man. So I basically what happened was I was starting to take pictures. I was historian in my mecha. That means you take pictures of the club, whatever the club does. And so from there, shout out to these artists, man. That's why I love artists. I love the biggest honor you could ever call me is an artist, and so they took me. They're like, Pocho, come with me. And I had those little gray cameras, Tony, the ones that you go, ting, and a flash goes. Do you remember those? Yes. I had those, and I was getting really close to people. I was doing all kinds because we felt comfortable. One of the reasons why I'm one of the baddest photographers you'll ever meet in your life is because I build real relationships with people that I document, and I can get the shot better than anybody can because I'm not trying to paparazzi, right. And I ask, I conduct myself like a professional and a gentleman, and so. That took me all over Los Angeles. Shout out to Boyle Heights, Mariachi Plaza. What is it? They do the ceremony Guatemala, Lincoln Heights. Took me just all over Los Angeles, bro. Cypress, all that. Silver Lake when it was still Silver Lake, before, it turned how it is now. And I got to meet Los Angeles, bro. And so basically what happened was there, I fell in love with my wife, my ex-wife. She was one of the founders of the Dream Act movement. And the Dream Act movement is a bunch of dreamers are kids that came here undocumented, and they when they wanted to go to college, a lot of them didn't even know, but they didn't have papers, so they fought for their rights. And now you can thank all the dreamers for DACA and all that. And long story short is basically my wife's person in college worked at Homeboy Industries as a therapist.
Oh wow!
And so they knew about me as Pocho1. I'm lit because I used to drink. I don't drink no more, 10 years sober, but I was lit in the Bay Area drunk, and I text my wrong homeboy, and he tells me about a job about Homeboy Industries, a staff photographer. So I apply, and I get the job as staff photographer and social media manager of Homeboy Industries in 2012.
Wow.
So this was over 10 years ago. I took that page from 10,000 followers to, when I left it, 140,000 followers on their Facebook page, and I did all the photography. Half of the photography that you see is they still use sometimes is mine. Shout out to, man, I can't believe I just forgot his name, but he's from the Boyle Heights community. There's a cemetery right there that's really popular that people jog at, and there's a hood, and he's from that neighborhood. I'm sorry I forgot the name.
It'll come.
Yeah, but it's probably past Soto. But he also started doing that. But yeah, so then I got the job at Homeboy Industries, bro, and that's, for so many years, bro, I was such an artist, a college kid. I never had to confront that I was a northerner, you know.
That you came from up there.
Yeah, and then I joined a northern gang, you know, and there is a difference, you know. There's guys that come down here from Northern California, and then there's people like me that are just a little bit different. But you know, I never had to feel that. One time in college, because you can't see, but I have actually a lot of gang tattoos. But you have to be able to read between the lines. Well, that vato read between the lines, and he was from Tulare. That's way, like, it's not that far actually. And he saw it, and he just said, "What's up?" to me. But I never had to deal with that till I started, you know, getting more popular, to be honest, and getting in front of the mic.
You know, that was my next question. It was like being, you know, from up north, doing what you did, and then you come out here, and then you intermingle with everybody in LA. I noticed that you have a tattoo on your right leg of a bird. Mm-hmm. Can you kind of explain that, what that is? What does that symbolize?
Yeah, it's an eagle. First of all, it's called, they call it the Welga bird. Uh-huh. And so it's the symbol for the United Farm Workers.
Okay.
And so it is a cultural mark, and I come from that. So for my family, I literally grew up in the United Farm Workers, in the struggle with Cesar Chavez when he was alive, people. I have memories of being with Cesar Chavez. So it's to honor that, but it is a gang tattoo also. And I don't want to get into too much of the small things about gangs, because it's not, to be honest, I didn't go that far, but I will say that it is a symbol for, you know, Northern Raza. And I wear it that way too. It's one of my gang tattoos, I guess you could say. But the thing is, I don't see it as a gang, bro. I see it as a culture. I'm a Northern Chicano, but I was born in the South, raised in the North, and became a man in Los Angeles. So you can't define me, you know?
Did anybody ever confront you, or how would you say, give you any type of heat out here when you were here, like those 15 years, because of that tattoo?
Not really. Can I do a roll call of the hoods I lived in?
Yeah, go for it.
Real quick. I'm going to give a roll call of all the years. I'm not going to tell you the years. Real quick. Santa Monica, 17th Street. Venice 13. Culver City Boys, the fools that wear red. Shout out to them. Project Boys. Sotel. After that's West LA. West Side 18th Street, off of Motor, and off of Venice and Motor. Just so you fools know what I'm talking about, by the studios, kind of. Then I moved to the Valley. Shout out to, Canoga Park, Alabama? Something, I think, my bad. I think it's something like that. East Side, Canoga Park, Alabama, or something like that. Spencer, Pacas, the Project Boys. Shout out. Artesia Boys, San Fernando, Pasadena Villa Boys, and then into Boyle Heights, Primera Flats, the Mob Crew, Cuatro Flats, White Fence, and oh my God, they're gonna hate me for this. I don't want them to trip, because Cam, Crazy Ass Mexicans, Breed Street, and I finished off back in Primera. The Mob Crew, right off of First in Utah, on the first. Right when you get off into Boyle Heights, and people say it's Boyle Heights, not East LA, you know. So
well, you know, the thing is,
real quick, I want to say a shout out to all those communities for letting me live. You taught me how to live. I learned so much from you fools. A lot of my homeboys from up north think I talk like you fools because I say dog and all this shit. And you guys let me live, bro, when I was trying to find who I was, man. And a lot of times, Tony, I was drinking, and it was a dangerous kind of how I was living. And you guys protected me, the gang members from those communities. I lived in MacArthur. I think I just missed them. The main neighborhood I lived in was MacArthur Park, 18th Street, Colombianos. You know, shout out to Dopey. He's from another neighborhood in Inglewood, but I like that rapper. But they really took care of me, bro. I got drunk and passed out. And I did a YouTube thing on where I lived, a big red apartment right by the Jack in the Box on 6th and Westlake. Passed out, bro, drunk. And bro, and when you pass out in dangerous places, it can get dangerous.
Of course.
You get robbed, your shoes taken. You know, I could be having Jordans on, bro. So they took me up, carried me, bro, up. The elevator was broken, up flights of stairs to my wife's house, West Side 18th Street, you know, knowing that I was from North with my tattoos.
Yeah. Well, they had love for you, bro.
Yeah.
Because you know what? You treated them like, it's the way you carried yourself, the way you conducted yourself. You didn't disrespect anybody, and they treated you like a human being, bro.
Yeah, I mean, just how I come in here with you, you know, like
Absolutely.
That's why I hate when people. I do have an edge, and I do like to talk my shit. And I forgot if we can cuss, but I
say whatever the hell you
want. And I just be on different platforms, but I try to stay in the bounds.
Right. You know, let me ask you a question, bro, because when I posted up your flyer, you know, the haters, I'll be honest with you, which I don't really care for, they're not really on Instagram. They're not really on Facebook. They're on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's what they're all, because anybody could be anybody. I mean, you can call yourself Elvis Presley. You can call yourself Caca Boy. You can call yourself whatever.
They do. They be having the funniest names.
You know, no subscribers, no videos. A grown man, probably in his 40s, takes the time to make a fake page just to go on there and say something dumb. So I had a couple of trolls today, so I'm going to just ask you.
Oh, please.
I don't hold back.
No.
Okay.
That's what it's about.
This doesn't look good for your platform, Tony. This guy's a northerner. There's a lot of dirt on this guy. Do your homework. He's no good. I don't know about this one. All this stuff. Cool, whatever. Why do you think they would say that? Do you think maybe they don't know your history of being here?
I think one thing is, and we'll talk about this more, is I think we have a real big problem in the internet space for our people, because how we were raised, you had to come like this to disrespect a man.
Absolutely.
And I want to say I'm 40 and I've been on the internet for 20 years maybe, or whatever, 15 years, and nobody, not once, has pressed me in person. So it's not, you know, so I know that it's not real. So the thing is, I don't care that much, and I think that makes them want it more. But I think I'm doing something that's never been done, and the first one out the door or in the door, whatever you want to say, gets hit. There's never been a man. And remember, I want to tell everybody, I'm not no hardcore gangster. My homeboys were hardcore gangsters. I'm the guy that changed his life really young and just barely, you know.
And that's a good thing.
I was a hanger. I did everything that we needed to do in the 90s. And I mean, a lot of times too. But I wasn't the top dog. I'm not trying to be a top dog. Besides, remember the last interview, didn't I say, let's not talk about any gang stuff?
Absolutely, bro. And I don't like to talk about it because even if we just say, you know, I'm shameful of my old days, or
anything you say,
you know what I'm saying? Anything could be taken anyway.
And what's crazy is I'm not ashamed. The thing, Tony, is I'm not gonna let no wannabe trolls, little beta males tell my story, homie. I lived it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I'm outside and I'm doing something that no Northern Raza has ever done, or just a man has come down from the Northern Bay Area, the 707 to the 213, and live amongst Angelinos, sons and daughters of Angelinos, for years. You know what I mean? And get to know and really know the culture. And I think because I'm doing something that nobody's ever done, I make people uncomfortable, and I'm also unapologetic about it, because I know real, like the double S, like I know real. I have close friends that are, you know, 20, 30, 40 years in the pen with the big on, whatever, all that. I have, you know, I live with these people. Being part of Homeboy Industries for years, you build long-lasting relationships. Every year somebody passes away from Homeboy Industries, and we all mourn that together, you know? So, and I'm not going to let nobody take the depth of that, the depth that I've experienced, that no border can hold a man back. You're not going to hold me back. You guys can say whatever you want, but the truth is, we have already made history, Tony.
Yeah.
When me, you, and Gotos came on this platform, you were the first person. I wanted to ask you why you said yes to bringing Gotos on, because, and I just give it so you can already think, because the day we came together for a conversation among men, which throughout history, remember, all wars end, and men and generals and real people come to the table and discuss how we are going to come together to have a better world. And we weren't even doing all that. We were just having a conversation. But these conversations, lead to other things, and the doors are open now. And so now my dream is that a brown, the little 14-year-old fool right now that probably shouldn't be watching this, that from Northern California, that dreams of being in LA in the big city can dream. Because in Santa Rosa, nobody has dreams. In my city, nobody has dreams. You feel me? And I was one of the guys that said, no, we have a dream. And I went out there and I did it, bro.
And if you're going to dream big.
Yeah, and do it. And go to the big city, bro, and get in there and push a hard line. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, now let me ask you this. Part of the reason why I believe you were kept safe out here, and I'm just going to be honest with you, bro, is because that was God's grace.
Yeah.
Okay. I truly believe that.
Yeah.
Okay. There was a lot of things that I was involved in when I was young, and I'm not saying I was this big guy, big mafioso, by far that. But I was in places that I should not have been, and shit went down, and I just happened to leave before it popped off. And I've always said it was because God protected me.
Absolutely.
Okay? Now, my biggest interview to date, my very first year of podcasting, I was talking about, was when I had David Rocha, a.k.a. Sir Dino.
Yep.
Now,
shout out to the homie.
I just want to share that story really quick. Somebody contacted me on YouTube, you know, and I responded to him. Can you try to get Sir Dino? And before you know it, requests for Sir Dino were pouring in on YouTube because people saw me answering back.
Yeah.
So I told this one guy, oh, yeah, okay, cool. Look, here's my email. Email me. I'll shoot you my number. If you can get a hold of him, make it happen. That same day, that guy said, I just talked to him. He wants to call you. And I was like, holy shit. Now, I'm going to say this, and I say this respectfully because I said the same thing to Gotos.
Yeah.
2002 to 2017, I didn't listen to music. I was just working. I wasn't in the industry. I always tell people, if you came out around that time, I most likely never heard of you, and I say that respectfully. So I had never heard of Sir Dino, Darkroom Familia before.
Well, it's good, Tony, because it was really bad music.
Now,
but
explain it.
Let me just say, though, shout out to my boy, though, because we bumped his music so hard every day, because you got to understand, we didn't have Chicano rap, you know, what I consider Chicano rap, Southside rap, really, but and respectful, though, to the Southside, but we didn't have that. So for when they came out, they were our first Chicano rap for us. And he would say esse, which we didn't, because we say ene. What's up, ene? We don't say esse, eshe. You know, eshe, like the homies say eshe. We say, what's up, ene? And so I didn't, but he's old school. He's older. He's from a generation before even North and South and all that stuff. So we respected him dearly. I want to tell everybody, though, like, Sir Dino was highly respected in every community that I ever was in the North. Now, but the music wasn't that good to me.
When you say it was bad, like you didn't like the music, but you bumped it. That's what I'm trying to understand.
It's because, I want to be honest, we were going to war, and it was really dangerous, and we were doing crazy things, bro, and we needed music to pump us up. One of the songs was, like, talking about what we were doing, you know, and so I needed that sometimes. One of my names were Leprechaun because I would laugh, like, when I would shoot. And when I would
do that again?
Yeah, I would do that shit crazy. I know. It's weird. I know, dog. I'm crazy. And I'm half Irish, right? So
of course.
That was my leprechaun. And so, but the darker end, you know, like, then that's the funny things about the hood. The funny part was the laugh, but the darkness is that I was, you know, trying to change somebody's life when I was doing that. And so, you know, the music was like, I don't know. Have you heard it recently, even now?
Yeah, I heard it now.
It's not good.
Well, I educated myself before he got here.
Yeah.
So we spoke on the phone, and I couldn't believe that I was talking to, I'm going to be 100%. I was talking to a man of God.
Yeah.
Okay, because he changed his life. A lot of people don't really realize that he repented in solitary, and God changed his life. He's a transformed man. I believe he's been a pastor now for like 13 years, and he's been here on several occasions, and he is coming back soon. Okay, because there have been people that have been requesting, can you have David Rocha come back?
Oh yeah, that was a great conversation.
And discuss scripture with you. And I said, no problem.
Damn.
For the people that do want to hear that, that's going to be on soon.
I'd rather you guys just talk life, man. I like the interview you guys did was awesome. That made me like really like him more than we are. We all he's a highly respected person in our culture up north, to this day even, I would say personally. But you guys had a great conversation, and he's somebody I look up to. I can't get so religious like that because I'm still sinning, but I'm trying my best. But I respect it.
I'm still sinning.
Yeah, I'm about to go sin tonight.
Oh shit. Okay. Anyways, so that was probably the most, up to that 1 year, my most controversial, because people were saying you shouldn't do this. They were treating it, bro, like I was bringing Sammy the Bull Gravano over here, or John Gotti. Like,
but why did you do it?
Why did I do it?
Yeah.
Because I respected that he was a man of God. I didn't see him as anything else.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, if the world wants to see him as a ex-norteño, ex-banger, whatever, you could see him any way you want to. But to me, and I said this to him, look, I don't fear the mafia. I don't fear no gang. I'm going to tell you who I do fear. I do fear a man of God, bro.
Yep.
Okay? So I said, you know what? Come on down. And we had a great interview, and you'll be surprised how many of my homies from the neighborhood called me the next day and told me that was a great interview.
Yeah. Bro. Yeah. That's the crazy part, bros. Once you do something, once you actually do it, you'll trip out. Like, we're going to have a lot of haters right now, but after, you're going to, I don't know. I always get love after, actually. I don't get a lot of hates right now, because they're like,
have you ever made a hater in person?
No, not yet. I think I met haters that turned into haters, after I met them. Okay. You know what I mean? But the thing is, most people don't hate in public or like,
don't.
Like, they don't really go about, because I know who I am, bro, and I'm not perfect. We're all, I've made every mistake in the book. I always say the only mistake I didn't make was the person I chose to have a kid with. The mother of my child. I'm still in love with her, and she makes me. I told you earlier. I told you outside. She makes me not want to cuss.
Yeah.
She makes me want to be a better person.
Better.
Yeah, but for that same reasons why I can't get her back, right? But like, yeah, bro. And that's the thing, bro. Is like, and that's the thing. Even with like Sir Dino, like, he's adding value to the conversation. These people are not adding value, and they're wasting. And a lot of this, I was joking, but man versus fool, alpha versus beta. Like, alpha males don't conduct themselves. We're joke.
We're leaders, bro.
Yeah, and we joke with each other, but we don't maliciously attack each other.
No.
We don't try to cancel each other. Bunch of gangster-ass Karens. You should be ashamed of yourselves.
Okay. Yeah. I wanted to ask you, because during the pandemic, okay, you started something on OnlyFans, and I need to bring that up. Obviously the pandemic, I had
a great pandemic.
Look, during the pandemic, people had to somehow, who are in the industry, had to somehow reinvent themselves, or, if you will, explore and try something new. I'm thankful that my podcast made it to 4 years. Thank you for everyone. 100,000 subscribers. But I will say this, September 11, 2019, 3 months later, we're in the pandemic. People were home. Timing was everything. Did I know?
Absolutely.
No, I did not. Am I the inventor of podcasting? No. I just started something at the right time. I've always said timing is everything. Mm-hmm. Now, during the pandemic, if I'm correct, you opened up an OnlyFans page. Is that true?
I did.
Walk us through, how did you get that going, and fill us in.
Yeah. Podcasting is about how open and vulnerable you will be about your true life. So the two things that happened in the pandemic, I called it the Muse community.
Okay.
And so it was kind of after the Fool community.
Right.
But I did the Muse community because at the time I was very inspired by the Fool community. And I also started my podcast. I used to do the Pocho Live on radio. And I would get live, and then we would go live on Instagram. And I was one of the first people on radio to mix social media and radio. And so in the pandemic, I had to recreate myself because I was an event photographer working for celebrities across the world and just in my town making a lot of moves, corporate sponsors, city hall. That's why other people hate on me, because I also I work with a lot of professional people that sometimes people don't think you should be around, like mayors and city councilmen. I don't know why people hate on you for being around them, and politicians, I get it. But so anyway, back to the story. So the podcast happens, and at the same time, I'm in the house a lot, hooking up with a lot of women on Tinder and Bumble. I'll be honest.
Tinder and Bumble?
Oh, Tinder and Bumble. I'm like an advocate for Tinder and Bumble, bro. No, you don't have to buy anybody drinks. You can swipe away, and you get away from them quick. You can sponsor a boost, and you get to hella people see you. And if you're half okay looking, it's like fishing with dynamite, bro.
So in other words, it's a hookup spot. Is that pretty much what it is?
Yeah, but you can find other things. For me, I want to find the love of my life and all those things, but I feel like God does that. I can't do that.
You could find it in Tinder and Bumble?
No, I was looking for some bomb-ass pee.
Okay.
And I found it. So basically what happened, bro, is I was podcasting, I'm just being honest, and hooking up with beautiful women, right? And meeting them from all over the Bay Area, and even down here when I was down here, because I came down here in the pandemic. And I was like, a girl, I got into photography, documenting my sex life years ago.
Really?
Yeah, so I'd be, you know how I used to be a dude that walked around with a camera everywhere I went. I was one of those guys. And one night in Boyle Heights, a girl said, why don't you document your sex life? And it just, if you look at my photography, bro, I don't focus on models. I never use my camera to get girls. I have always, you know, I love the women in my family, bro, and they taught me a lot about women, you know?
Right.
And I really just, I'm transparent. My mom said, mijo, when you meet a woman, put your cards down, mijo. Put your cards down and let them know your intentions, because women value honesty more than anything, and they can place you and give them the right to make an educated decision on what they want to do. Don't sell them the dream. That's how things get mixed up. So I took my mom's knowledge, and I know I'm going off on one, but I took her knowledge and applied that every time with women. So one of the biggest thing, guys, if you can get girls, is to not get caught up, is be transparent with your intentions. Be transparent with your intentions.
So how were you transparent to these girls on Tinder and Bumble? I
would tell them right away, I'm looking for a muse with benefits.
A what?
A muse with benefits.
Okay.
So, and they would be down. They're like, God damn it, you're nice. You got a cool smile, and you got things going for you. And then they'd find me on Instagram or whatever and see that I'm a loving father and all those things, and we would hook up. But then basically, I started thinking, well, the small business owner in me was like, I can start putting this online. And I already had the documentation, bro. I didn't even have to do it. And then I just started doing it. So then I started doing full-on OnlyFans. I'm talking about full sex, facials. I'm talking about motherfucking crazy shit. Fucking your fans, all that. So one of the things that would happen is we'd go live on OnlyFans, and the fans, like how you guys have these fucking guys on, I'm not even watching the live chat, so you're not even going to get at me. But the fans would say, hey, I want to be part of.
Really?
So the fans would come onto the show and get handled, and then So
they will go to your crib, right?
And get knocked down on, and we document it, put it up, put it out, and they get to see themselves with the community of people.
Okay, so now these girls knew that you guys were going live on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So they were like, let's fuck it, let's do it.
Bro, you guys are not, once you make a woman orgasm, I mean, it's like they're humans. They want this just as much or more than we do. Like, they want all these cool experiences. I'm what they call a dom. I dominate females, you feel me? Not like a lighter shade of, what is it? Shades of gray or nothing like that. But just like
50 Shades of Gray or something.
Yeah, that's what it is. But no, like a woman wants a daddy. They want an alpha male. They want somebody to have their way with them, you know? But they have to give themselves to you, bro. The thing is, a lot of men try to take the pee. You can't take the pee. You gotta have that game, that Bay Area 707 swagger, to have these girls give you the pee.
You know
what I mean? And so anyway, we would just make money together. We'd split it. I thought it was dope because we were hooking up. I like women to watch me, not men. I like, another thing. All my people were all women.
Okay, now be honest.
That I know of. I know of. Because there's trolls on OnlyFans. They got to pay for it, though.
We like women without a penis.
Yes.
But now, let me say this. Did you ever, be honest, have any male say, I'm down?
Oh, no, I don't have any followers. I didn't know. The Muse community I have this thing where I can't even be around another dude while I'm hooking up because I'm such an alpha male.
Right.
I can't even, I wasn't one of the homies that would knock down a girl with other homies. I have to be away in my kingdom and do my own thing.
But you didn't feel funny, bro, at all, like knocking these girls down and then it's out there for everybody to see?
Yes. No, I didn't, because I like to be seen. I'm not going to lie. Why do you think we like to be seen? I mean, anybody that gets on the mic and says that they don't kind of like to be seen a little bit. I mean, we're humans. We like to be seen. So I get turned on by women. What I would get turned on is women coming up to me in public and being like, seeing me like at a Whole Foods, little, 45-year-old like soccer moms with blonde hair and be like, I love your content.
I love what you're doing.
I love your content. And it would turn me on and make me have a smile for the rest of my day. And another reason people hate on me, bro, is because I'm like this. And I'm personally I just went through like a sexual revolution. And the older you get, the more you love, you know who you are sexually too. And I'm not afraid. And a lot of these beta males, they don't knock down females like I do. So they wouldn't have this testosterone that's pumping through my veins.
Okay, we're gonna put something up on the. Let's put up
Hey,
a
how's the
question.
chat? Is it crazy?
Let's put up.
Shout out to the chat though.
Are you alpha?
Bay
or,
fools.
Are you alpha or beta? Okay, make sure you put that up because I'm gonna ask you in about 15 minutes.
Shout out to my little homie Dro.
Are you alpha or beta male? Okay. Now, how long did this pandemic OnlyFans thing go on for?
Like 2 years.
For 2 years?
Yeah, I was paying my rent, I paid my utilities.
Okay.
I had a charger, SRT charger.
If you can guesstimate, how many women do you think you knocked down?
Like 300.
So you got over 300 bodies?
Oh, I got like 1,200 bodies probably.
For reals?
Yeah, probably. I have over 1,000 for sure.
Okay, now, be honest.
No STDs.
Okay? Now, be honest when I say this, when I ask you this. Did you ever knock down anybody that later told you, I got a boyfriend or I'm married?
Yes, a hell of them.
Okay, but why do you think you wanted to be seen knowing that they had a man or were married?
Oh, on OnlyFans?
Yeah.
No.
OnlyFans.
Oh, I do a background check on OnlyFans. Is a little bit more. But you got to be a little professional. I have the rules of engagement. No married women, no boyfriends. Of course, underage, all that shit. You got to be 21 and up. What else? And you got to have something going for you in your life. You have to be known. Don't hook up with somebody that is not known, like on social media, or like has something to. I have something to lose, right? The women I would hook up with, they had something to their profession. So there's accountability there.
No, but did any of them? I guess my question was: did any of them tell you after? Okay, I got to be honest with you. I do have a man.
No, but they did ask me to take it down because they got married or something, or they got a boyfriend, and they're like, "Hey, do you think you could take that down?" And I did, because I'm like friends with these girls. They're like my actual friends. I'm the guy that they married the other guy, and they say hi to me like, oh, it was their coochie gets a little happy. They like remember the good times. But I'm not the guy you marry, because I ask a lot out of the women that I stand with publicly. Right. You got to. I mean, if you see the mother of my child, you'll understand. She had a baby, and she looks better, bro.
Awesome.
And Mexican women usually don't do that.
Okay. Don't say that.
I know I shouldn't be. They blow up though, man.
Okay, now let me. Cálmate.
I know, my bad.
Okay. Let me ask you.
That's why people hate on me, because I talk shit.
Hey, that's all good. Okay, so now, as far as the whole thing, so after the pandemic, you pretty much just stopped, right?
Oh, I stopped because my daughter was getting older, and I just like, it gets around, right? It can get around, right. And I was making money. I fell into security, and we can talk about that real quickly. And bodyguards, working with artists and stuff, being a bodyguard. And real quick, all you rappers, you should have security. You shouldn't feel ashamed of having it. You're a professional, act professional, have security if you can afford it.
So give us a little bit about your security, I guess, company, and then we're going to get into why you got fired.
Yeah. How are you going to get fired from something you created? I still want to know that.
It's a joke.
No, I know. That'd be like you getting fired from this.
Yes.
But real quick, just to end the OnlyFans thing, is I just stopped that because I actually want it. They've been asking for it again. I kind of want to start it back in a relationship though, because
yeah. You said something about some type of relationship. What was that relationship term you said?
Polyamorous.
Okay, explain to the people that may not know, what does polyamorous mean?
And it's okay for people of color to be polyamorous. They feel like it's just a white people thing. Okay. And because what I feel like, look at Adam 22, he does all that crazy stuff. If Adam 22 was Chicano, the whole world, I'm not saying he's good. I fuck with him still. I'm sorry. But what I'm trying to say is that, like, men of color, we're predators, we're controlling, we're manipulating. Half of these girls were older than me, like when I was doing it, or they're around my age, or you know what I mean? And we have rules, they sign things. But so like that's...
Explain what polyamorous means.
Okay, fine.
You're going on doing a rabbit hole.
No, I know, but I want to be telling the truth. All right, polyamorous. Polyamorous is when you are in you have like 2 or 3 girlfriends.
Okay.
And they can have boyfriends too. My women can't have boyfriends, but so there's rules. But so I will have like 2 or 3 girlfriends, and they all know about each other. And sometimes we have pleasure parties where we all come together and hook up together.
Okay.
It's like a conference.
Okay.
But it's a way of having more than one girlfriend, but in a respectful way where they are aware of each other, you know, like everything's safe.
So you're a Mormon?
Yeah, basically. No. Well, no, my whole thing is, bro, I don't know what's going on with me. Like, I'm not getting less hornier. I'm not getting less, my testosterone's going higher. I work out, I take care of myself, I eat healthy. And so I just have a high sex drive, but not just a high sex drive, I have a high life. You know, I'm full of life, and I haven't met one woman that can take all that in. Also, I deal with hate. I deal with this life that we live, you know, public life. And a lot of women say they can handle that, but once they see, they will see what they have to deal with. So now you said you're down to have, I guess, 3 girlfriends, but you're not allowing the girlfriend to have boyfriends. Yeah. So is that really polyamorous? Because it sounds like only one-sided. Yeah, no, exactly. No. Absolutely. The thing is, we talk about that. That's already part of the, you know. So they know about me, how I am. So a lot of these girls, the reason why I want you to know, why I'm telling you guys about my sexuality is because I want women to already know about me. So there's a bunch of women right now that are like, oh, he's gross, he's disgusting. You know, all of you guys go over there. But there's a whole group of women that are like, ooh, I'm about to eat that mother up. I'm talking to you. So, but there's different kind. I like the women that are strong women that aren't afraid of their sexuality, you know? Right. Well, those are leaders right there. Yeah. But basically, I know it sounds like a contradiction, but to me, you only need, like, one penis can make hella babies, but one woman can only make one baby a year or whatever, every 9 months. And basically, I know it could be a contradiction, absolutely. And we talk about this. But when the women are dealing with another penis, another man, their focus isn't right here with daddy, you know? And so they got to be focused on the tribe, what we're doing. But also, I want to say one more thing. I'm absolutely open to monogamous relationships if the woman can add the value that I'm looking for. And I have a career, I have a home, I have all the things. All I need is someone that's going to really be in my corner as my best friend. And it's sad to say, bro, I feel like I'm a better friend to other people than they are to me. Like, I've never found a woman that can I add value everywhere I go. On this mic, with my camera, videography, protection, all those things, I add value. And so it's just hard to find a woman that adds that much value. Do you enjoy falling in love? Yes. I'm a romantic. That's my problem. My favorite movie's The Notebook. Have you heard of The Notebook? I knew you were going to say that. Have you heard of The Notebook? I knew you were going to say that. I love The Notebook. He says, bro, he's in a nursing home, and he doesn't need to be there, but he lives there with his wife. And his kids come to the nursing home and say, why are you hanging out with Mom? She doesn't even know us anymore. And he says, your mother is my home. And I love, your mother is my home. I'm not leaving her. And that's the beauty of a man's love. And I have that for a woman. But I haven't found her yet. But you can find that in 3 women? Well, right now I'm having to put them together to make one. Yeah. Basically. So you look for the Trinity. Yeah, it's like, and I'm like Thanos though, because sometimes I have to have the Trinity and a couple more. So, and I have the right to do whatever I want, whatever I believe that is necessary, because I live a very optimistic life. Like, even with all this trauma that people are taking hella serious that I don't even care about, because I live on a beautiful little farm. Like, the reason I'm made for this, because it doesn't bother me. You know, it doesn't stress me out. Right. Okay. Now, allow me to get some words in here. My bad. It's all good. All right. I'm excited to see you, bro. No, hey, likewise, my bro. Okay. How do I set this up? We're going to talk about the podcast that you were just a part of. Yeah. That people get it twisted. People left in the comments, he got kicked off, he was fired, he was asked to leave. Why isn't he there? We're talking about the Fools Community podcast, correct? Yeah. Okay. Now, I want to ask you, how did this come about? How did you meet the owner of this page? Like, how did that all form, bro? Yeah. Was it overnight? Was it leading months into this? And then, because you called me, okay, and you told me, hey, bro, you're going to be one of the first that I interview. Now, I will say this. I never got that call, and then you said, no, you were supposed to call me. So there was some type of mix-up. So I said, okay, cool, call me. You said there's going to be a guy named something Apple or... Chris Sour Apple. Shout out. Yeah, he's going to be calling you. Never got that call. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, then after it was all said and done and you were no longer with it, I told you, I'm glad I never got that call. Yeah. Because I was going to reject the interview. Yeah. Okay. And I'll explain later why, but please walk us through
How did all this come to fruition, bro? Tell us from the very beginning.
Oh, absolutely. It's getting hot in here now. So yeah, man, it all started in a park. I'll give you the story of the food community. I'll give you the story of the founding of the Food Community Podcast. And it was my idea. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that my boy Juanito, shout out to him, because he is actually an incredible dude, that he didn't think that he might want a podcast, but I was podcasting already. But I'm going to start from point A to as far as I think I can go. A
to Z.
Yeah, but jump in anytime.
Yes.
So it starts in a park real quick. I'm watching my daughter. The same thing. It's the pandemic. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Right. But I get unemployment, sits me down. I watch you. I watch American Cholo. I watch a couple other channels. That's YouTube though. Instagram, food community, all the fools. I'm like, oh my God, this is hilarious, right? Food's gone wild, all that shit, right? And I just think it's amazing. The first thing, I'm like, oh my God, get really excited about it because I've never seen comedy like that. It is really good comedy, no matter what you say. But I had a stepbrother named Augustine, rest in peace, who was became a drug addict, a tweaker, one of those guys, you know? Yeah. And I remember thinking, oh, that shit don't really feel that good, you know? So anyway, that's just a side note to remember. So then I started interviewing the food. Why I went from Food's Gone Wild to the food community is because the food community has todo, that todo way. They have music, jokes, women, like everything, news. I got to a place where I was almost never watching anything else because they were posting so much that I liked it. Little niche, random things, right? You know, and so I really fell in love with that page. Then I'm a man of action, bro. I saw that I was sitting at home, and any of us know that we don't want to just sit around, right? We're leaders. So then I started the Pocho Live podcast. It was just the show at the time, Pocho Live show. My page got deleted, actually. But anyway, I started that page, and I started interviewing all the fools. I interviewed about 130 fools from the food community. You know, the music people that do promo and stuff. Yeah. All over Texas, Florida, New York, LA, the Bay. Started interviewing all of them. And while I'm going through that, Mio, the owner of the food community, Juanito, we start talking. But he never posts any of my stuff. Not one interview did he ever post of my things. And then I said this one thing about September 16th because it's coming up, that not just Northerners should you know, like celebrate this, but all raza. And he posted that. And I thought it was weird that I did 130 interviews, but he never posted any of those. But he posted the interview, or when I said something that's kind of controversial.
Did you know the owner of the page yet?
No? I didn't know him yet. I didn't meet the owner till I met him in person like that though. But I'm gonna stay in the line of the story. So then one time we talk and he calls me because I started shopping this idea around. My vision was one big podcast to rule them all, but not to rule them all, to bring them all together. You know, come on, like they say, one big clique to rule them all kind of thing.
Okay, before you move forward, I'm going to say something because I know somebody, and I won't say his name, but he was telling me a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff.
Yeah.
And they were saying this, not when just you were there, but when you brought in your co-host, because you brought in the co-host, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
And they were saying, these guys want to take over everybody, and all they do is talk shit about every other podcaster out there. I know you, and I know you wouldn't do that. But please, and we will get to that, because there's some questions that I need to ask about why certain interviews never came out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so walk us through. So this guy calls you. So he asks you for your number, or?
Yeah, no, so I think I give him my number. He calls me, bro, and we talk for 6 hours, bro.
So you just hit him up and said, hey, man, can we talk?
No, I mean, I would just tell him, like, hey, bro, we need to do this podcast, bro. We need to be the food community, like I actually wanted to make it a different name, and I'll tell you why later.
But you pitched the idea just by DMing him.
DM him. Everybody, if you want to pitch an idea, just DM them. Try it. Okay. So I did that. And he was feeling it. And he told me, he's like, he doesn't even, I don't know if he remembers this. I used to put this on my Facebook because he said, you're the most dynamic voice of your generation. And he's 12 years younger than me.
Yeah.
But for somebody to say that to me,
right?
I mean, I don't know if it got in my ego or it got in my heart. The thing is, I talked to him the first time for 6 hours. I don't even talk to a female for 6 hours. You know, I've never even talked to a female for 6 hours, bro. We like bonded, bro. We had like the best. I wish that conversation could have went, because we talked about every little fool, everything under the sun. What was crazy, bro, is that we would keep talking, right? And building up this thing. We would talk so much that one time he fell asleep on the phone, but that's pause. Like we were talking like we're in a relationship. We're talking so much that one of us fell asleep on the phone. That shit's crazy. Right. What I mean is, the other reason is I think it's real corny to stand with people and then come and talk shit about them. So you guys can feel however you feel about this. I'm telling a story for history, and I have no campaigns against these men.
I don't think you're talking shit.
Yeah, and I just want to be clear. There's a difference between talking shit and telling your story. And so, but back to Juanito. So then he's like, let's do it. Let's run it. And this, once he says that, it still takes almost a year for that to happen. So
it wasn't not overnight.
No, this has been behind the scenes for years, you guys. I was talking to Juanito when I came here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
He saw this interview. He knows all this. He loved it. Okay. He knows the culture. I think he should be a little bit more responsible with it. But, I mean, he's only 28. Right. But we'll get to that. So anyway, we have this really dope connection, bro. Look it. All these people are good people, bro. I don't think that these are evil people. And that's why, So he calls me up and says, all right, I'm here. And he calls me in a studio in downtown LA. And I wouldn't even say the location, but they started saying the location. And I'm like, what? Like, all right, I want to say this.
Were you here already?
No, I wasn't. But most men tell you things. I bet you how many times people tell you things. Oh, Tony, we should do this. Tony, we should do that, right?
Right.
Almost no men come through. Gold Toes, a couple other people have. And he says, I'm in the studio. Like he waited, he didn't even like tell me I'm getting it. He's like that's what I liked about him. He was just, I'm in there, I'm in here. And I just get crazy, bro, because I'm passionate. I'm like yelling, I'm hella happy. Yeah. And he's like, let's do this, bro. So, and shout out to Juanito, bro. I used to take first class flights all over the world. I've never taken a first class from the Bay to LA. I didn't even know you could do that. He gets me a first class ticket to Los Angeles on Cinco de Mayo. And he picks me up at the airport. He's a little late, like all Chicanos, and we meet, bro. We hug, and I get happy, bro, because he's a little burly motherfucker, but he's not a lame, bro. A lot of these meme pages, I think that they're like nerds or something. I don't know. I don't want to hate, but he's dressed nice. He knows he's hairy motherfucker, but they've already joked about it. And most of the things I'm gonna bring up has already been joked about online.
Okay, so where do you guys go after he picks you
So
up?
he picks me up. He has a blunt already ready, best weed. That's why the one thing I like about Juanito is he likes the finer things in life. So we go straight to the studio, and bro, he doesn't have everything ready, but he has enough. The cameras, and that's the reason why I do have to give some props, bro, to these people, bro, because they really did something. We really did something together, that's why it's a little hard. It hurts a little because it was beautiful for a time. And so he has GoPros up though, but I don't know shit about all this technical stuff, bro. Like I get on this mic, I spit my whoop-de-whoop-wop, and that's why I haven't done a lot of like podcasting, because I don't want to learn all that stuff. I know I probably have to. Anyway, what I like about him, we start going at it. There's hella trash as big as this whole room because of all the stuff that he has. I personally pick up all that trash and talk to the security company that's running the place to get it out, because I'm a security guard. If you're a security guard, there's like a brotherhood, and security guards do a lot for you. And so I get all the trash out. The chairs that they sit on, I created. He bought them, but I IKEA'd them. They're just IKEA. Yeah. The shelves, I built the set. I built the set. Right. So thank you. And so we start going, bro. And actually, people don't know this. The first fool to be interviewed on the Fool Community was Little G909, because he's my personal homie. I didn't get to interview him. I told all the people that I interviewed or had relationships that when I got up to that bigger platform, I was going to bring them on. And actually, I have to give another shout out to, I think, probably the dopest Southern California rapper, Doughboy 909. That dude to me is consistent, rap videos, a great guy, small business owner, serving his people, helps his people, is open-minded, worked with Gotos and all that. But he was actually booked to be the first person on the Food Community. Little G just came at a slot that fit, earlier. Right. So I just want to say those, and they're both from San Bernardino.
Okay, now let me ask you. So everything's set up. Yes or no? Do you guys have a date when you guys are gonna go live, or that wasn't figured out yet?
So there were little disagreements. I didn't want it to be the Food Community Podcast. I'm the one that like literally changed the name and put Food Community Podcast.
What did you want it to be?
I don't know. I wanted it to be, I didn't have a name for it yet. Something wet or something different, because shout out to Fool You Ain't Hard and Mad Deep Podcast, because...
Are they all connected?
No, they're all different, but Fool You Ain't Hard, He has the idea of creating a podcast that's not has to do with fools, and I think that's smart. But so I wanted, because my vision was to stay in the food space because it's very toxic, bro. The audience is off the hook, and I know that's cool, but I was gonna try to bring them out of the darkness and get like this, you know, a legitimate, respected podcast that artists from all over the world could respect. But the thing is, when I go and say I'm the host of the Fool Community Podcast to people up north, my Theos be like, hey, we're not fools. My Theo was like, where are you going? You're gonna go hang out with fools? Like, I couldn't, so from the beginning, I was already like that.
Okay, let me say something, and I'm speaking because I'm an older guy, so anybody can say, oh, he's an old motherfucker. I don't care what you say. Most guys that say, you're an old motherfucker, I look better than you.
Yep.
Like, I really don't get that. At least if you look better than me.
You can do more push-ups than me.
You know, I mean, so here's my thing. And a lot of these youngsters that come here, I'm really big on this, bro. I live like by 3 rules, and one of them is approach is everything. You get a lot of these young dudes that come up here and they'll call me, what's up, my boy? I don't like that. And I do not like, what's up, fool?
Yeah.
I do, because I'm a man, I respect you. Yeah. I would never say that to you.
Yeah, I call you brother.
Yeah.
I say, what's up, brother? Bro.
I'm cool with that, you know? But that's why when people say, hey, are you a fool? Or hey, food? Nah, bro. So I understand your family feeling that way.
Yeah, it wasn't. I couldn't be proud of myself, bro. And I wanted to take these fools out of this darkness. Even when I shot out the Bay, and they take over the chat, and it's like it's not about the interview no more. It's about making fun of fools. And to me, the general thing, and we'll get more into it, but fool culture is a phase, man, and it's not gonna be here for long. And it's the dumbing down of our culture. And you guys should generally be ashamed of yourselves for not being Aztec warriors. I know it sounds funny, but not being warriors. But we come from kings and queens. We come from royal blood. We're not fools. We are men. We are warriors, you know. We are beautiful. That's why my hair is so strong. I'm 40 and I got a bunch of hair, you know. Like, I'm a strong man, bro, and you ain't gonna take that from me. So my whole thing was, I couldn't, and we'll get more. I'm gonna go far.
Right. So we're talking about, so now the fool community, you're doing the podcasting now.
We've done 2 interviews so far.
2 interviews. And once again, who were they again?
Little G 909 was the first one.
Wow.
And Doughboy 909. But Doughboy was supposed to be the first one. So I have to say Doughboy is the first one because in our vision, he was going to be the first person, not Jenny 69. It was going to be Doughboy because I have a personal relationship, and podcasting is about relationships.
Now, as far as the podcast, were you guys going live, or was this all just pre-recorded?
Yeah, so that's another thing. I'm Pocho Live. Everything I do is live, bro, because I believe live, you can't lie to the people.
No, you can't.
You can't. We're right here. Like, even right now, like, while we're talking, it's real. You know, like,
right.
We can't. We're on. And so every interview I've ever done, was live. I don't even know.
Okay, let me pause right there.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people have hit me up about certain rappers, and I can count them all right here. They're big names, okay?
Yeah.
And have told me, why haven't these rappers ever came to your platform? I'm going to tell you why without ever mentioning their names, because I just don't want to throw names out there.
Yeah.
Because some of these guys I still talk to.
Yeah.
But my thing was this, and the words that I'm going to use is the same words I used to them. They said, I don't want to go live.
Yeah.
You know, they had certain things that they wanted me to meet. Can you turn off the live chat? Nope. After the video's up, can you turn off the comments? Because I'm all about positivity. I'm not about negative. No, bro, I'm not going to bend over backward for you.
It's your podcast, though.
Can it be pre-recorded? And I finally said, look, bro, what are you hiding?
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
What are you hiding that you cannot go live?
Exactly.
If you notice, there are certain guys that never came here, but they went to other podcasts, and you know what they did? They gave them the interview, but it was pre-recorded.
Yeah. Okay. So that was another thing, bro. I didn't like that we were going to pre-record it because I don't necessarily really believe in that. So, I mean, it's just 2 different kind of podcasters, people that like to pre-record and the ones that don't. And so, but what he wanted to do was get 30 interviews and then just drop them one after another, just go crazy. And that's what we did. But I only dude, they're like the fool lost files, because there's like 26 interviews or 20 interviews that were never posted.
Okay.
But real quick, or no, because the next step is.
Yes. How many did you do by yourself before you brought on your co-host?
I did about maybe 3 or 4.
Okay, so now my next question is,
including him,
why did you think you needed a co-host?
So this is my thing. I want everybody to know that it was my decision to have a co-host. Juanito didn't ask me to have a co-host. I could have kept this thing all to myself. But again, bro, it's not trying to be cool. I'm not like that. I like to share.
You like to bless others.
Yes. And so before all of this, and I respect Los Angeles. And I thought we needed a son of Los Angeles. I thought we needed an Angelino to be a co-host with me so that it's not like look it, checking in is a righteous thing to do. It's not like checking in because you're scared. I checked in, I would check in with you just to check in with you, right? So I wanted somebody that knew the lay of the land. I know the land really good, but I'm from the Bay Area. In reality, what are they gonna say? Juanito's I'm not gonna say where he's from, but he's not from Los Angeles. He's from Southern California, but he's not from Los Angeles.
Okay, now why would he choose you, knowing where you were from and knowing that it could probably get hectic out here in LA, knowing you're not an LA native? I know that it was your vision that he believed in. I know you guys had good chemistry to start this, but didn't he see possibly repercussions because of where you were raised? Yes.
I mean, he did, but he's also he's a strong-minded man too. I mean, the reason I respect him is because he didn't join a gang. He didn't. Right. I respect the guys in the neighborhood that grew up in our same hood. Man, I can just say this. All the guys that grew up in my same neighborhood that didn't join the gang, I respect you even more. He was one of those guys. So he's a strong mind. He did bring it up. He's like, you think they're going to hate? And I was like, well, we'll find out, won't we? But the thing is, my thing is I'm a revolutionary Chicano. So revolutionary Chicanos push, they go hard in the paint.
Now, let me stop you there. I'm going to interject.
Oh, no, please, because I'll keep talking.
Right. Look,
you told me in the beginning of the first interview, keep talking. And I wanted to laugh to him. I never told you. And I was like, oh, I'm going to talk.
No, it's all good. Look, I'm going to say this to all future podcasters or all podcasters that are barely starting. Okay, is this. No matter how positive you want to be, no matter how entertaining you want to be, and it sucks that I'm going to say this, but I'm living proof. All podcasters are going to receive hate.
Oh, yeah.
One way or another. It could be you got a little belly. They'll talk about your fucking belly. It could be your mustache. Your mustache is whack. It could be this fool never went to the pen. It could be anything.
I did, and I'm proud to say I'm proud that I didn't go to the pen.
Yeah, I'm proud too, bro. But it could be anything. I'm just throwing out examples. You are going to be hated on. And why? When all you want to do is bless people with a platform, spread positivity, show love to everyone, and bring them on, and let them get their light and their shine. But there will be people. Look, I've interviewed over 300. Let's just say raza.
Yeah.
Okay. And even still now to this day, hey homie, when are you gonna interview a real fool from the raza?
Oh yeah.
I'm like,
when are you gonna interview a real northerner?
Oh, just a real whatever.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, like it's really, it consumes you at times if you allow it.
Yeah.
But I want to encourage you podcasters, and I've said this, any podcasters that's starting or that wants to reach out and possibly want some encouragement, or Tone, how did this work? Tone, how many cameras do you have? Or Tone, how did you put together your team or whatever? I'll let you know. I don't mind that because I want everybody to win.
Yeah.
So now, you tell him, I want to bring in somebody. Did you know this person yet?
So, rewind a couple.
As far as your co-host.
Yeah, LA Icon.
Yes.
I'll say his name. It's all right. It's no big deal. Shout out to him.
Did you know him?
I knew of him. He didn't follow me yet because he doesn't follow a lot of people back. But so this is another thing. While we were talking, I wanted either, and I'm going to tell you why I picked Icon, but I wanted either Icon or Duno. And we'll talk more about Duno too, but shout out to Duno. He's one of my favorite guys out here actually. And who I wished, and I'll tell you later, is Prime God, the photographer for Conejo. And we should talk about Conejo later too, but he's somebody I wanted. But basically, this is why I picked LA Icon. So I'm sitting in my house smoking, just chilling, editing pictures. A lot of people know my lifestyle is I go out, take a bunch of pictures, stay at home, edit, take pictures, maybe do some stories, whatever. So I'm watching podcasts in the background, you're just listening. He gets on No Jumper through Duno. And LA Icon stood up, and I think he did well. He does well at No Jumper. I think it's corny also when you're not with people no more not to be able to give him compliments, so I'm going to still give him his flowers. He stood up for our people at No Jumper, and I thought that Duno's just not old enough necessarily to hold the authority that Duno, like LA Icons, Duno's bigger homie, right? Kind of thing.
Right.
So first I want Duno because Duno is just, to me, probably one of the most incredible young talents of our generation. He's one of my favorite people, and he's not dumb, and he's very street smart and super professional, actually. But Icon is well spoken, actually, when he wants to be, and he stands up for his people. He has a funny way of doing it, but he doesn't let things pass, actually, and he has that alpha in him. And so I liked that one day they said some things, and he stood up and he said, he basically said, I'll check the whole room, and they all got quiet. And I liked that. And then this other guy tried to say something about him, and I stood up for him. And I was like, hey, Icon, if you need us to come run it from the Bay to LA, we'll come support you. And he was like, oh, no, just joking. And then he finally responds to me. Before that, I tell him, hey, I might have a big opportunity for you. And he just hearts it. He doesn't like communicate with me. But you got to remember, when you're getting a lot of DMs, he's somebody that I also respect for not wanting to interact with a lot of the world. It's unhealthy. I recently heard him say that he doesn't listen to music in the car because he doesn't want things to take, where he's going with it. But I just like how he carried himself. I thought he was one of the most, in podcasting, you can think you're a first mic, but there's first mics and there's second mics. And it doesn't mean that you're a beta to an alpha. I'm a first micer, you know what I mean? And I thought he would be a great second micer, like Johnny Carson with the Ed Sullivan, the chubby fool, the funny fool, right. So I thought, and I just liked how he was. So we started talking. This is the day before Cinco de Mayo, May 4th. I even know the days because it was, Cinco de Mayo. He goes to the hater world to do an interview the next day. I think it's on Cinco de Mayo, or that weekend. And he says he asked for security if I could roll with him. You know what I mean? But I'm like, I can't.
Why security?
Because he thought he needed security at the hater world, I guess.
Okay, I'm going to say this, bro. And I don't speak for him. I don't speak for nobody. But everywhere I go by myself, bro. Everywhere I've gone by myself.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson said it best. He'll take his kids to school. And he kind of made fun of Floyd Mayweather because Floyd Mayweather walks around with 4 big-ass securities. I'm sorry, Mike Tyson was bigger than Mayweather ever was. Not to take nothing away from Mayweather.
He looks so funny, too, with his bodyguards.
But here's my thing. I go with everybody, bro.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I don't have nothing against anybody.
Yeah.
So I can go anywhere. People say, oh, you showed up by yourself? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so, that's how I feel too. I'm a security, so I'm a bodyguard. I'm trained in.
All right,
I'm trained in this. I'm trained in this.
So you guys go to this podcast?
No. I can't go because I'm flying in, and so we can't do it.
Okay.
But he just says, I'm just gonna grab a homie of mine and I'll take him. And I want to say, like, Icon ain't no punk, and he's a professional. And the other thing though, bro, is if you do have any kind of feelings, I think he was being responsible, because one thing that this guy Wedo said that on American Show that I had to debate one time from San Jose is, my job as a father is to stay away from danger. And I thought that was such a great thing to say, so he doesn't put his family in danger because he's the breadwinner. Icon's a family man and a really good family man, bro. And I think also, though, is that I think he was doing the right thing by getting security, or because he's thinking also for his family and all those things. And I know, but he also has a different background than you know what I mean? So anyway, passing that, he invites us. He's like, well, let's just catch up at the Night of the Blaxican, probably the dopest Chicano event in Los Angeles right now. Shout out to the Night of the Blaxican. I love that event. I found that Chicano rap is not dead. I got to meet a lot of people. But anyway, he picks us up, and I meet Negra. Shout out to her, sweetheart. She's probably more gangster than him, man. She's a G. No, but for real. But she's also just really nice. And I'm just, good job on everything you're doing. And so we go to the Night of the Blaxican, and they just show us a great time, bro. This is the thing where, like, Icon, through most of this, bro, he didn't do anything, like, there's certain things that we disagree on, but be honest, bro, I love that fool. And I think that I love him, and he didn't love me the way I wanted him to love me. I know that sounds cheesy.
Oh, maybe he just saw it as business, bro.
Yeah, the thing is, we'll get into this, but my fault was that I got into my emotions when I should have just stayed about the bag. And that's mine, and I take that. But anyway, the Night of the Blaxican, we're at the balcony. I meet Prime God, which is somebody I think I highly respect. I meet a bunch of people that I haven't met that I've seen online. A great night. And we're on this balcony looking over all these people. And it's just like, what is that? I ride with the I slide with the, don't you know, I'm from the LBC. That song's going on, so we're just feeling good, you know. Like and I'm like, bro, we can take all this. It could be all of ours. We could take this all. And I still don't like ask him yet. So then we get home. The next day he comes through and I interview Icon. You know, because I mean he's somebody that should be interviewed. He starts talking back to me. So now we're podcasting. So people think interviews, you know, but podcasting is a conversation. Yeah. That's why my problem with podcasting is I talk too much, actually. I got to listen sometimes. But I'd rather talk more than not, right? So we have really good chemistry, dog. And I mean, a lot of people talk shit about Icon, call him Peter, something from the Family Guy. Peter, the main guy from the Family Guy. Oh. Yeah. But like, Icon is about his business. He's a sick-ass professional. That fool is funny as fuck, hella cool, a family man. And I never talk too personal, but I want to say this because I don't meet that many men that are faithful. And that is he's a faithful man, bro, to his family. And I just want to put that out there, bro, because I'm not going to sit here and I'm speaking on him and I want to, because it's history and we made history together. Me and Icon, we made history together, bro, and I told you that.
Okay, so when do you ask him? Because you keep going right and left. Let's stick right to the
I know.
road.
All right. So then we interview, and basically, I basically say, I tell him, let's do this. Let's do this together. I forgot exactly how I told him because we talked so much, right? Right. But basically, the other part about this is Juanito's not in yet. Juanito didn't. The thing that Icon got offended with me one time is I was like, Juanito didn't even know you, dog. But I know you. And I got mad at Icon because I was like, bro, I know you. Why does it matter what the fuck him? He's not an artist. I'm an artist. You know, I'm a shooter like you. You should be thankful that I know who you are, that I respect you, that I know your greatness. Right. Who cares that this fool? But he just cared about the bag.
So the owner, is his name's Juan?
Yeah, I mean, that's not even his real name.
Okay, but him. He didn't know who LA Icon was?
I mean, he might have heard of him rarely, but he didn't think he was the guy. I thought I was arguing for him.
No, but do you think that he had some type of reason to like, bro, this is mine. I like your vision, but maybe I'm just not. You don't think possibly you should have respected that?
Yeah, but bro, as you see how I am in person, I mean, I'm an aggressive dude, you know? So once I have my mind on something, I really wanted Icon to be my co-host. And I also knew that Icon could smooth things out here. And he did. The first thing he asked me, he's like, are you a Northerner? Are you a real one? Like in a gang? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, ooh. And he got happy. It was hella funny. He made one of those, ooh. He makes these funny little noises that I actually like. Everybody makes fun of him, but I like them. I think they're funny. I got him stuck in my head. There he is. That's one thing Juan would always say to me when I put my, Juan bought me these glasses.
Dope.
Yeah, dude, he put me on, bro. I can't hate on these fools.
Okay, so now let's get down to the nitty gritty because they're, okay.
Well, hold on, let me just say this. My bad. Let me just say this. My bad. Just to conclude it, that little part, it's going to be good. So, Juan, I argue and explain what Icon is. And Juan, he accepts it. And I remember the day he accepted, we were on the way we had to keep going back to, because this is the thing I want to say is that Icon might not have been the founder of the Food Community, but the Food Community podcast probably wouldn't have happened in the same way if it wasn't for Icon. He makes Indicted TVs. The edit is great. And one of the reasons I wanted Icon there, not just because I needed a co-host, but I needed somebody to edit. Okay. And I don't want to edit, bro. I want to do this and I'm out. I got other things to do. Right. So he's dope at editing, bro. Okay. So he could be a co-host and he could edit.
Who would start the guest list as, let's get this guy, let's get this guy,
That's another issue that happened. So my fault, I started booking people.
Okay. Right away. But why is that your fault?
Because, I mean, it wasn't my fault. You're right. I guess it's not my fault. My point was, I haven't told you. I told you.
Because you're giving everybody all these flowers, bro, and you're not giving yourself any.
Oh, yeah. I know.
You know,
it's because in the end I failed, and I failed my city, bro, because nobody from Santa Rosa ever makes it. And again, a motherfucker, you know.
Your run isn't over, bro.
Oh, I know.
Okay, so who's the one responsible for booking these people?
So what happens is I start booking a bunch of people because this is another one of my vision. I wanted to interview all the podcasters. I wanted to interview all the people from the city, all the so that the foundation showed the respect. Mm-hmm. When I got into podcasting, didn't I ask you? I literally asked you. I don't know if you remember. I asked Tony and I asked American Cholo, how cheesy that might sound, if it's okay to get in the space with y'all. And you guys were like, sure. They gave me advice. It was all good, you know? And so So anyway, so I started booking people, but they're already booked, and Icon comes in, and then when Icon finally, he's able with a little bit of it, not celebrity, but his being well known, was able to tell Juan, we need better cameras. We need Canons, or not Canons, Sonys. And Juanito spends a lot of money to buy Sony Canons, bro. That's another thing. Like, this vato put the money down, and I respect him for that, regardless. And so anyway, so Icon was able to make it a full podcast. And then what happened is that some of the people that I wanted to bring on, in their opinion, and not just Icon, just in the food community's opinion, they weren't either what they would say not ready yet, or didn't have like kind of like enough followers.
Okay.
But I don't care about followers.
Okay, but let me stop right there. Okay. And this is where
This is where you come in.
Yes. I have to disagree with that, but anybody could run the show any way they want.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody is different. Everybody's unique. When I started this podcast, I wanted people that I had heard were the next to take off.
Yeah.
My boy right here, Alex, you should try to get Bozo. Who's that? He educated me with his music. I said, okay. I interviewed Bozo. It was his
Shout out.
first live podcast interview.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He told me about Cujo. It was his first live podcast interview.
Shout out to
He
Cujo,
told me
too.
about Misfit. It was his first live podcast interview.
Shout out.
And you know what I did? I gave unknowns that I thought were fucking dope an opportunity to get known, because in the 80s and 90s, we didn't have platforms like this. Now, I want to say this to everybody that says, you should get this guy, you should get this guy, you should get this guy, you should get this guy. All you get is a bunch of unknowns. Well, I'm asking my people to help our people become known, because they are unknown. That was the Roadium radio chemistry here.
Yes.
Look, we can Google Game, DJ Quick, Snoop. We can Google E40 and look at all their interviews.
A billion interviews.
Yes. But when you got Raza that is on the come up and nobody knows who they are. I remember Misfit was number 2.
I interviewed him
Episode
too.
Number 2 episode.
Damn, really?
And he said,
Bozo was number 1?
no, Bozo was like in the 30s, I believe. But he said, I've never done an interview. And I go, it doesn't matter. Just talk to me. You don't even got to look at the cameras.
Yeah.
And he
yeah.
says, yeah, you know how to do this. Bro, this is my second fucking interview. I've never done this. Okay?
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. His music is fucking great.
Oh, yeah,
bro.
he's sick with it.
And I just felt, and you know what I did? Because of his music, I had connections. I called music executives.
Oh, dope.
Okay? So you can go down the list, and the majority, 90% of all Raza that I interviewed, it was their first live podcast interview. And I'm gonna go on the line and say this, okay? LA Icon, you know who told me about him? Cujo. And he said, you should interview him. I interviewed him. And if I'm correct, I'm not gonna say it's the first interview. It's the first live podcast interview. I had LA Icon here. And he didn't come by himself, he came with his wife. You know, he didn't come with security.
Yeah.
You know, and we had a great time. We talked conspiracies, Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it was all dope. But what I am saying is this, that Roadium Radio, and I thank God for this, and I thank you fans, was groundbreaking for a lot of artists.
Absolutely.
Okay, now, one of my boys that knows you, and I'll tell you who he is after, told me, all they're doing is going down Roadium Radio catalog and interviewing everybody that you already interviewed. And I said, well, you know what? I wish them well. Because my goal was for me to interview someone, and if they take off, go on to bigger and better things.
Yeah.
That was the goal. You called me and told me, I want to bring you and Gil on. And I said, cool. I never got the call.
I know.
Then we talked. And then you said, so-and-so is going to be calling you. I never got the call. So now I'm going to ask you, why didn't I ever get the call?
So,
and then I'll tell you what I heard.
Yeah. So shout out to Chris Sourapple. I just want to say also, it wasn't his fault. You know, since we're talking about this, he was a really good publicist, somebody that was really trying to bring things together. But remember, in the end, this shit was just happening fast too, you know? So I just want to give a little bit of, as podcasts happen, they make mistakes. But basically, a lot of the people that I went, so I'm in the same, a lot of these, sad to say, some of the guys I had like the full unfollowing, some of the guys I gave them their first interview, but now that they're connected with them, they unfollowed me. I think that's like a rule or something. but But it's sad because I literally gave them their first interview, and now
Like Doughboy 909, first one here.
yeah. And then I mean, I can F Nasty, Chino the P. These are little fools.
Right.
I gave all these fools their first interviews, and they don't know me
it was a
anymore.
blessing that you did.
Yeah, and they don't know me no more, but it's all right. You know, much love to them though.
Okay, so why didn't I get the phone call?
I'm guessing that everybody that didn't get the phone call because they felt like you were not relevant, or you're not the one, or you're not who they want right now. I don't know. Like basically, right? Like why wouldn't you? Is because why I was frustrated too, and this is where the frustration started, is because that was my name, bro.
Right.
You know, and I don't just put my name out there to
Right.
people. And have I ever had any kind of different behavior than that moment?
No,
I don't
no,
even if you know in my voice if you could hear that I was kind of like in a different place.
Right.
You know, like almost that I was not trying to bullshit you, but
Right.
I didn't want to hurt your feelings, and I didn't want to start drama. And a lot of the time that I was there, bro, I was like trying to. And again, bro, and this is why I don't want anything to do with the food culture. You guys can have this whole industry, like whatever, because like it was like. Rappers are some of the biggest bitches I ever met, dog. Like, they're fucking little girls, dog. They fucking think that everybody owes them something. Like, bro, in our time, you had to go get it, you know?
One of my boys that was in the room, which I won't unmask him, he said that it was said by the co-host, we're not going to interview him. We don't want his old ass. He's over here trying to make a comeback. He's washed up. That he said that was said about me, okay? And that's cool. I don't have a problem with that. But I did tell you that if I would have gotten that phone call, I would have just denied you because it was like months too late.
And it wasn't me anymore.
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't my thing anymore. But I didn't hear that from him. So I never heard LA Icon say anything about you, just so you know.
Okay.
Just
Now,
so you know. But I'm not saying anything because the other thing, though, I just want to say this, is people talk a lot of, like, there's
true.
a lot of shit talking, but it's light. It's like jokingly, like not light.
I take it as hearsay.
Yeah.
So let's just say it's hearsay. And I'm not saying it's true, but this is just what I was told.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, as far as there were interviews that were done that were never released.
Oh, bro, we did 28 interviews and only like Jenny, Ralphie the Plug, Rosecrans, and only some of them, Drummer, and a couple of my homeboy, the blackest essay ever from Playboys. Only a couple of them, bro, in Gold Toes, like the ones that they thought that were really big, I think, and they left the other ones, and they're redoing. Like right now, they just did like 52 Mob or whatever. The homie, shout out. They just redid. They're redoing the interviews we did together, bro. And the sad part is I don't know why, because like what happens in business, you know, and you've probably seen this, is they'll find an excuse to push you out.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you about certain artists that I found out that were interviewed and then they were never put out, and I know they bring big numbers. Yeah. So obviously there's something different. Why they didn't want to put them out? Because these guys bring big numbers.
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
understand.
let me ask you this. Number one, Marvelous Inc. Marvelous was interviewed there. He went,
Great interview too.
and it never came out. Why did it never come out?
So again, I'm a guest here, but I would just say that.
And you're guessing, but you were there.
Oh no, a guest in Los Angeles. I mean, as
Okay.
as somebody that doesn't that's not from the
Okay.
the culture here. I was just trying to say it in a political good way. We had a great interview. It was great. They told me, hey, you got to delete the post. With Marvelous, because I do these summaries of, like, you know, your pictures of my photography and and I would keep doing them, and they asked me to delete them and that his interview can't go up, and that was when I knew it was over for me, basically, because I love my boy Marvelous, bro. I really respect that man, bro. And we had a great conversation. And when another human being tells me that I got to do something, I'm not a boss anymore. Now I'm a worker. Now I can be fired, right? Like, I started to slowly see that this podcast wasn't mine anymore. And basically, they found each other and they didn't want me there no more, basically.
Can I ask, you don't have to, but can I ask who told you to take down that flyer?
I'm not going to put them on blast, but I'll just say the food community staff.
Okay.
I don't want to get. Okay. I just don't want the tension.
And that's all good.
And because I got love for Marvelous and the person that told me, I just have too much respect for them overall.
Right,
still.
But this is what the part that doesn't make sense that I'm trying to get out is that why would they invite him and then say, no, it's not going to go up? I don't get that part.
Yes, because so things are changing. The leadership people are. Somebody, you know, the co-host is getting more popular, getting more have more power. Now he's. And I knew it was over when he had power of the Instagram. I was like, oh, now I don't have power of Instagram. Now he has power. Like, so then I was just like, oh, these fools are cupcaking. And I'm, you know. So the other thing is that people don't know that I was 2 weeks in. Once they told me about Marvelous, I wanted to go home. And you can ask my jefita. My family is behind me and all this.
What made you feel that way, though?
Why I wanted to leave?
Yeah.
Because now we're working for somebody else. We're not working for me. I'm not working for me. I just interviewed. To me, Marvelous is an honorable man. I don't know. But when I interview people, I interview on how I feel about them and what I see about them and what I'm not going to check in on all these different things. And I'm not saying that Marvelous even has anything to check on. He still lives where he's fucking from.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is once that happened, I knew I was out the door already. So people think how that I got fired, but they also think is I started not being happy there, and then I started to do what I do when I'm not happy, is I start to press people.
Okay, now we'll get to that.
Yeah.
There was another one that I believe they got interviewed. Correct me if I'm wrong. Baldacci?
No. Baldacci, Baldacci was gonna just get interviewed by me for some reason. They didn't want to have anybody else, just me, and I didn't. The other thing is I stopped asking questions because I feel like once you ask questions, you got to get more questions, and you find out shit that you don't want to know.
Can you give us a couple of names of interviews that will never come out that they just said no, take them off?
Well, no, I mean, they didn't tell me. The reason why I probably would have never even had to do this interview, bro, but in terms of this food shit is that I get so much DMs and what happened and what this, and even from artists. But just real quick, I just want to say real quick, though, Baldacci, like I really believe like he's a factor in the city. And I just want you to know if you see this or for your manager to know that I really tried and I respect you guys. And I want, I believe that you are one of the people that need to be interviewed by everybody.
So you guys were in contact then?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why didn't it happen then?
Well, I was just going to interview him personally because I guess there's something issue right there with the other host or whatever, but I just didn't want to I don't know, like that's the thing.
See, but that's the bad part when you have a co-host that, like for an example, I had a friend that I would confide in whenever I had a certain guest.
Yeah.
There was a point where I interviewed a guest that he didn't like, and he started asking me, as my friend, can you and I interview? And I told him no.
Yeah.
Okay? No. And believe it or not, that ended our friendship.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I wanted to, once again, and I always want to give the new podcasters out there that you are going to come across people like this. It's going to happen. I don't wish it to happen, but it's going to happen. So, did you interview anybody else as worthy to mention that will never see the light of day?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's hell of them, bro. Here, I'm going to... what was the first guy that... You just said his name. The first guy that... I just said he's a great rapper. I just forgot his name because I'm in the moment.
Oh, you said...
What's your first interview?
My first interview here?
Well, you just said the rapper we were just talking about. He's a really good... Not the other guy.
Pocho, Misfit. Okay.
I got to interview Misfit one-on-one.
Okay.
And that's never going to come out. And he did another interview. The other thing is... But
why one-on-one when you had a co-host?
Oh, that one just because he was at No Jumper that day. It wasn't always... I was living there, bro. I was living in the studio. I was living there. I didn't even leave that studio for almost a month. And I'm just getting all the... Because I took pictures of all this stuff,
Yeah.
No, man, the reason I'm also a little sad about this, and I don't understand why they would probably try to bring up some excuse about how I'm a bad person or this or that or... who knows? But why would you bring me in the first place then? And then why didn't you ever say anything the whole month and a half that I was there in your presence? It's a really sad thing, bro. But it is like Rich Rabbit won't come out. These are people that you might not know, but really.
Go for it.
1935, Little Chris, Chino the P interview that I did, F Nasty interview that I did, Marvelous. Hold on, I'm trying to get to I'm so bad at the Facebook. Who else? Man, we did hella people. Reverie one is, man, Reverie.
Why won't that one come out? She's been
because I'm such a bad person. Probably I'm a northern. I'm a dropout or something, or I'm a sex addict, or I'm a bad human. I'm a bad man. But basically, because what happened was, so what started happening, bro, is it became the Icon show. Basically, you know what I mean? Right. And in Icon, dog, I love you, bro, but you just hurt my motherfucking feelings, dog. I gave you the biggest opportunity probably of your life. A buster like me gave you an opportunity to be the man of your city, and you couldn't even show me the, that respect that I brought you in, that the things that you do when you bring somebody in, what you do. Like if you brought me in, what I would do for you, I would never. But the other thing, he did different things. He made it okay for me to be here in this food space. Remember, Icon, you didn't make it okay for me to be in LA. I've been in LA. You made it okay for me to interview with you in LA. And that's still big. And another time, I didn't have enough clothes, bro, to look nice every day because I came from LA, I just, at a certain time, you run out of clothes. Yeah. Shout out to MJ Clothing, he sent me over and got me free clothes. Icon did. Icon took me to the networks. Icon took me to the Lighter Shade of Brown interview and put me on stage with Lighter Shade of Brown guy. I forgot his name, sad, but
ODM.
Yeah, my bad, bro. But it's your whole, the music was the music, but he didn't have to do that. And he even said live that I brought him on to this. Yeah. And so overall, though, I still love Icon way more than I have any kind of criticisms. I also think that he's not ready for me. He wasn't ready for a guy from the Bay Area. I think he thought that I wasn't supposed to be here, maybe.
What was your favorite interview? You did about 30 of them.
Did 30.
Who would you say were your top 3? Even if they never came out.
Well, first, the both Jenny 6ix9ine and Gold Toes.
Okay.
But that's because, Gold Toes is like my brother, bro. And
okay, why Jenny 6ix9ine?
Because that's my wife, bro. What are you saying right now, dog? Hey, shout out to my girl, Jenny 6ix9ine. She unfollowed me too, man. That one was a little painful. We went viral, bro. I went viral before, but it's been a while since I've been viral.
So why would she unfollow you, bro?
Probably because her husband's jealous. You know what I mean? Jealous ass husbands, bro. I'm pretty, dog. No, I know. Pause. No, so I think she unfollowed me. I think her husband unfollowed me. Probably her husband runs her page, and I'm a threat maybe. But the thing is, I never even liked her like that. Like somebody that I actually have a crush on is Reverie. Reverie is like that Los Angeles woman. She's like, and I don't mean this in any salute. I didn't even try to holler at her.
Right.
Nothing. Those are the kind of women you're just like almost like, oh, I got her coat, put it up. Even her homies that she came with, her brother. Shout out to him. We're like, damn, this fool's treating her like a real gentleman, but it's because that's how I am. But she's just like a real authentic LA woman that has been through the shit, through the gutter, and she still keeps fucking fighting. And I just have so much honor and respect, not just because of her. To me, people hate on her in so many different ways, but her physical beauty, her mental beauty, her spiritual beauty, and that she has I love when I meet people on Instagram, and when I meet them in person, they're the same person kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Now, let me ask you this. Why would her being a female never come out?
I think that all of them aren't coming out because I don't know why. Because if you put my interview next to any of the other interviews, like say you put F Nasty interview with just Icon and then mine, because I brought these fools out of I bring these fools out of. The thing is, what Icon to do is to be more inspirational, to be more deep, not just ask them like how the traffic is and the weather and fucking, so you got anything else to do? You're doing let's get deep, and that's what I did with these people.
Yeah.
But like the Jenny one, bro, I watched that one again, and me and him were just bing, bing, bing. We were just the best. I've never had better chemistry than I had with Icon. I'm being honest.
Right.
And after the Jenny interview, everybody that hates on Jenny, man, y'all are whack, honestly, because Jenny 6ix9ine is a cool-ass female. She just wanted McDonald's. She didn't even want a super nice restaurant. She wasn't tripping. She kicked it and got lit for 2 hours after. I had to get on a flight because I was waiting for the Jenny interview because I needed to get my girl. I needed to get in that presence. And I wanted that clout, I'll be honest. And I even told her, thank you for the clout, baby. She got me a bunch of, she changed my life, actually. Interviewing her, because I interviewed Jenny, bro, the clout from Jenny is so big that I knocked down 5 or 6 wannabe Jennys. I've knocked down women that look like Jenny but are trying to kind of be like her. They look up to her, so that just because I interviewed them, they want to kick it with me.
Okay, let me just ask, because there are a lot of women that say I don't like her. Okay, why do you think women want to be like her? If you had to guess.
Cause she's I don't give a fuck, she's the tail of the regular, because the thing is that she's the homegirl, bro. I don't know if people remember in the hood when there was a pretty homegirl though, but she would still kick it though, kick it like she was ugly. She kicks it like she's an ugly girl, She even says that I went from this to that. But no disrespect to Jenny, man. I got love for you, but I wouldn't want my daughter to become like her. And I would never want my daughter to see.
Damn, after all them flowers, and now you're saying no.
Oh, no, because I think there's levels to this stuff, right? You can like somebody's personality and think that they're good people in the world, but you wouldn't want your daughter to be like that.
Okay, fuck. We ran out of time, bro. I need to get to my last thing. Okay.
We've been going for 2 hours already.
Yeah, I know.
Damn.
It's all good, but I'm trying to get in my questions.
Oh, no, get it in.
Okay. What was the final straw? Because I heard that things were about to get physical.
No.
Is that true?
I will beat up all those fools at the same time. And the hater world. No, I mean.
Okay, why the hater world?
I just threw them in there because for some reason, all my haters are tortas. I never had a torta that didn't love me. I love BBWs. I love them. And I don't know why these tortas couldn't fall in love with me when I fell in love with them. One day, real quick, I know. I was over at Compa Raider. Shout out to Compa Raider. I was over at his thing. I did the dick thing, man, for content. It never came out. That's another thing that won't come out with Compa Raider. And I even told him, like, I love Icon, man, but he don't love me. And then Icon said, nah, I just don't love you the way you want me to love you, you know? And that's my problem too, bro, is that I'm getting there. I love on people, and if I don't get the same love back, I get like mad about it. And that's a flaw of mine, you know? And I got into my emotions with him. But basically, no, I mean, I would knock all three of those fools out at the same time. It's not even a question. But so it wasn't physical. Once I know I can beat somebody up, I will never challenge them physically, because that's like bullying. No, it is.
It is. You don't want to be a bully.
These vatos couldn't even walk up the 3 flights of stairs. They'd be sweating. They had to take the shirts off so that they could get in the room and then put their shirts back on so they wouldn't be sweating. And I'm up there doing push-ups, you know what I mean, like having fun, messing with them. The thing that started to happen is I started making fun of them. I started calling them like M&Ms, you know, like the little short fat M&M and the tall M&M. And I just started pressing them publicly too, even on the interviews, because I started feeling like they weren't appreciating me, like they were treating me like a second-class citizen.
You start feeling unwanted?
Yes. and then everybody started bringing in all this gang stuff. And to be honest, it's not really about the host, bro. Yeah. It was about the general fool culture, that it was toxic. That, bro, I don't want the audience of a bunch of weirdos hating on me, a bunch of beta males. All you fools in the comments, most of you fools are beta males. That's why you're in the comments and you're not up here, you know? And my whole thing, bro, is I'm not going to let this world be run by betas, dog. I'm a straight alpha, you know? And so I felt like that. You know, I felt like I was around.
Did they ever feel threatened around you?
By them?
Yeah, no, did they ever feel threatened around you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that my attitude sometimes can press. One time I got in an argument with Icon, I was like, I want that love, not that mean love. In our community, we have to stop making fun of each other and thinking that's love. That's not love. That's something else. And so I was like, no, if we're going to be, you know, like, you got to love me, my boy. And I'm like weird like that. Like, I tell people, like, I'm the homie that hugs you and shows love, man. I'm a lovable homie. But
because you're all in.
I'm all in, and that's why even in this interview, have I given? I mean, the only thing was those one little things, those little details I didn't give you. But no, what happened in the end basically was there was a rule: one edit for full community, one edit for Pocho, one edit for Icon. Clean, you know, like the little things that they do. Right. Fair. So the guy came out, we interviewed him, and he's a good dude, bro. And that was another thing. He wanted to do some drugs on the table, and they were going to allow him. And I was like, nah, dog, we're not fucking doing that. That's some degenerate shit. And I have to say about these fool pages, shout out to like Fool You Ain't Hard, Florida Fools, and Down Ass Fools, but for the most part, these are dry snitching pages. If you follow these pages, you guys are snitches yourselves. You guys are speaking about things that are happening, and these are the things that started happening. And another thing is, he reported said 7 or 10, this is the Fool community, 7 or 10 Northerners get shot in the Mission District by a Southsider.
Who said that?
The Fool community. And what happened was a skate shop full of people, skaters got shot. None of them were Northerners. They were just Latino skaters.
Who lived up north.
That lived up north. But for him, who is not a gangbanger, has never been part of the hood, so should never speak on gangs, and doesn't know that how it feels to be called a Norteño when you're not a Norteño, and what you have to do when a big-ass media platform comes in and tells your family that you guys are gang members. Now the whole community thinks you guys are gang members. And now we had complaints from the Mission District, and I knew that I couldn't be part of a platform that is dividing my people, bro. And even if it's putting people on, there's more division, more toxicity or whatever, toxic masculinity that I've been part of in my life. And it wasn't really them, bro. It was that I didn't want to be part. I'm leading my people to victory, bro. I'm leading my people to the promised land. And that shit might sound cheesy, but in 40, 50 years, I will be remembered. Tony will be remembered. But this fool shit will just be another fad, another phase, like Prime told me. It's just a phase. And basically what happened, bro, is I felt like they weren't giving me my edit. And I was like, dude, I put all of you guys on. I mean, Juanito, I put you in the game. He was scared to go outside. I came outside all the way from the Bay Area to get outside because he was afraid.
Is Juanito from LA? Is he from here?
No, he's not from the Los Angeles County area, not from the IE, not from any of this area.
So how's he running the full community here and he's not from here?
I don't know, bro. It's strange. But so then what happens basically is I get mad at Chris Sourapple. I tell him, hey, bro, What the fuck, bro? I put you guys I put you in this game. I can take you out. I started talking shit though. I'm gonna get King Little G interviewed because the other thing is I couldn't interview King Little G. We couldn't interview Bozo because he had a problem with the owner. And I was like, bro, Bozo's one of the main voices of this community. Bozo talked shit about me, said I was too nice and that I was part of the circus. But once he found out people that I wasn't part of that no more, he kind of took those things. I wouldn't say take them back, but we have since talked and we're good. But so I know I'm getting there. Basically, this is the last piece. I get mad. I don't press him. And I remember this is the last thing LA Icon told me. He's like, I was like, man, I got mad at him. And he's like, I didn't do anything to you. You pressed the civilian and that's it. You pressed the civilian and that's it. So, and I basically, what I did was I crashed out and I vented. People, after all of this, imagine being somebody from not from here, doing this big podcast, interviewing all these amazing people, having a great time, bro. And then, you know, like seeing at the last piece that these people are not grateful, bro. And my bad.
For people that may not know who are watching this, that are saying you pressed a civilian, can you kind of explain that to the people that may not know? Yeah. What does that mean?
So when he said that, he was saying that, like, say if I would have got mad at Icon could handle it because he kind of understands, like, being from the streets, you know. And But when you press a civilian that doesn't understand the dynamics, they get really scared, you know. And so basically, Chris Sour Apple and Juanito are civilians, and I basically told Chris Sour Apple that I threatened Juanito's life, bro. You know what I mean? And that was wrong of me. And basically, they got on a three-way. They're lucky my daughter was with me, though, because they didn't even tell me. These are the little things that I don't like about these fools. They didn't even tell me when they're going to call me. So they, like, what is it when they just all come at you at the same time? Yeah. And then my daughter was there. So I had to be like, hey, okay, it's okay, cool, you know, okay, whatever. But I basically told them, listen, I was venting. When you're venting, I don't know how long you've lived on this earth, but not everything you say you mean to that volume.
Right, you're angry.
I don't want to. Look, I don't want anything to happen to any of these people. I want them to live really long lives, and I want Juanito, LA Icon, and Chris Sour Apple to have the best lives of their life, you know, whatever, because we did something great together, and I'm going to remember the good times. Right. But I need to do this because of all this tomfoolery that you guys do, bro. Yeah. This whole way through, bro, I was honorable. And different people, another fool from San Diego begged me to help him get on the fool community. And then when he got on, he unfollowed me. You know, it's just like...
No, let me stop you right there.
Begged me.
And again, let me go ahead and share this with future podcasters or people that are podcasting now. Since we are talking about podcasting, there has been people, and I'm using your words, that have begged our platform to come on here. Men and women, okay? And we're not crying about it. We're actually trying to help future podcasters and people that wonder, like, what happened to this person or why did this happen? There have been people that have literally begged me, Tony, please, I need to get on your platform. Look, there's two ways to success, okay? Some people don't want to take the stairs, they want the elevator.
Yes.
Many times, people saw Roadium Radio as the elevator.
Yeah.
Please let me get on. Please let me get on. I'd let them get on, male or female. And you know what they would do? The very next day, they would take down my picture and unfollow me. They literally used a platform that was created for them after they begged to be on here. Yeah. So I'm asking all you podcasters or people that are going to begin podcasting, that things like this happen and you kind of wonder, like, what the hell happened? I interviewed a female here. We had a great conversation. Her boyfriend was sitting right there. The next day, she takes down my picture and unfollows me. So I hit her up and asked her, was there an issue? You know, I wanted to know if I made her feel uncomfortable. Yeah. You know what she told me? My man thought I was flirting with you, so he wanted me to unfollow you.
Damn.
Podcasters, you're going to be dealing with stuff like this. This is not a radio station. This is totally different.
Yeah, dog, and it's your opinions because it's our opinion. So you go get so
if you don't have thick skin, honestly, don't be a part of this.
Yeah, you guys. Yeah, that's true because like this, I know people might be I'm not even worried about the chat, bro. I'm here with Tony and my boy in the back, like. I'm telling my truth, and in my opinion, of being the best podcaster is somebody that's willing to go there, you know. And I'm willing to go there because in a conversation, the deeper it gets, the closer you get is the person that's willing to be more vulnerable. Because when you're vulnerable, it says, okay, I'm being vulnerable, now you can be vulnerable. I'm being vulnerable, now you can be vulnerable. And that's the thing, bro, is the one thing I want to like start to conclude this part or at the end of this is that overall, well, again, I still love Los Angeles. I got to meet my homeboy Crook, who's a great artist that I really respect.
Yeah.
And he's up there, you know, he should have got the interview. I got to be in a music video with Conejo, my favorite artist, rest in peace to Daniel, a Oaxaqueño from South Central and Mid-City, who got me onto his music and wasn't even a cholo. That's why Conejo is the father of all this shit, because he gets people from so many different backgrounds. And Conejo, bro, in person is like he is, you know, and solid, man. My biggest, the two people, my favorite people to meet, though, was Conejo and Duno. But Conejo, I got to be in a music video with him, with the Yonis. That's another interview that's never going to come out. They'll probably do one again.
The Yotis.
The Yotis. I mean, I sent it. But California, Coyote for Hire. Man, those.
So they got interviewed, but it's not coming out.
No. I mean, nothing with me is coming out, bro. The reason I think that they're not doing that because they know that if they show my greatness on this mic, they're never gonna want to go back to that boring ass podcast.
I had them on here twice, and I had a bunch of people criticize me because of the way they dress. And
fashion icons. Coyote for Hire. The reason I love Coyote for Hire, bro, and why I wanted to interview them was because they're not afraid to be different in a world.
They're not afraid, and I like different.
Oh, my God. Guapo. Do the OnlyFans. No. But Guapo, like, and then I got to meet Drummer, but, you know, and that was a big deal for me. I really appreciate Drummer and then Prime. And I got to meet all these people that I got to meet on the internet. So in the end, it was a good thing for me, Tony. I got clothes. I got glasses. You feel me? I didn't pay for my flights. I mean,
you know, this is worth asking because this was actually asked. A DM today I received and ask them this question: did the full community ever pay for interviews?
So no, except for CMAC, and that was more because Icon wanted to do it with Juan, but Juan didn't want to pay for anything because Juan's a pretty shrewd businessman, and I gotta respect Juan. Like you're a G, man. Your heart's cold, but one day as you grow up, your heart's gonna open up, bro, and you know you're gonna be okay.
Okay, so C-Mac was the only one who got paid.
Yeah, and it was like $350 or something.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and they don't pay for interviews. Their clout is pretty high, bro. The thing is, the reason why I also understand kind of why Juan is, and you know, I mean, I know how he looks, right? But it's because the fools, bro, like the artists are crybabies. I mean, fuck, how can you be an artist and be such a fucking leva, dog? Like, please, you guys, love yourself. No one is that you don't need any platform to be great. You can do it on your own. Yeah. A lot of people did it before. Two, like nobody owes you nothing.
Yeah.
You know? And why do they think that we owe them something? I don't understand that.
I don't understand that either.
But I want to say that I had a great time, Tony. I didn't pay for nothing. I got home safe. Flights paid for. I got to meet some of the greatest people. I got that Jenny clout. I got to make Jenny giggle. You feel me?
All good.
All good. You know, all good. You don't like Jenny?
I didn't say I didn't like her.
You kind of mentioned like that you might not like her or something.
Okay, I got a Jenny story.
All right.
Is that cool? Okay.
Hell yeah. Shut me up.
So Reverie, and much love and respect to Reverie and Crystal Poppin. Okay. They contacted me maybe about a month prior before our last interview. Now, Reverie, I probably interviewed maybe about 4 times already. Crystal Poppin had already been here as well. Okay, so this was like Crystal Poppin's like, I guess, second time here, and Reverie probably 5th or 6th. I lost count because she's been here a lot.
Shout out to Reverie.
So I said like this, I'll book that interview, but I want to make sure that those 3 are coming. Yeah. Throughout that month, I kept continuing to ask in Reverie, are we good? All 3 women coming? Yes. Okay, cool. Okay. Reverie shows up first. Crystal Poppin comes up next, the day of the interview. Now, keep in mind, on that day, and I say this respectfully, I bent over backwards that day because they were like on an interview tour.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was watching.
So we were supposed to go live at 7, and I always, like I had told you, do you want to go 7 or 8? And you said, I'll be there at 7. I asked them, do you want to go 7 or 8? Let's go 7. Then Reverie hits me and tells me we'll probably be there by 8:30, just like that. Just like that. And I was like, okay.
We'll probably be there.
Yes, that's what the text says.
That's the thing I can't stand either, is just this whole
So
time.
look, and I'm not saying this, again, this is just facts.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happened was I just said, okay, Reverie, no problem. And I did say this, and once again, I'm respectful. I respect her for this.
Yeah.
I said, can you send me at least a video so that I can post and tell the fans to hold on?
Yeah.
And she did that. The video had her, Jenny 6ix9ine, and Crystal Poppin. So that confirmed it. They're on their way. Reverie shows up first. Crystal Poppin shows up next. We're about to go live in 10 minutes. So then I said, where's Jenny? She's not here. She goes, oh, she's not coming. Reverie just said it like that. She's not coming. And my first words were, this is not going to look good. Yeah. I said, because we talked all month. And I really thought that this was going to work out like this. That's why we booked it, you know.
Yeah, and you've already interviewed both of them.
Yeah. And then she just said, well, she had an issue, and which I'm not going to get into because I respect. She told me privately. And I said, okay, but you're going to have to explain that because that makes me look like a liar.
Yeah.
Because I promoted it like this. And, you know, Jenny was with them all day. They did, I think, 2 interviews that day. Then the next day, they went on and did 2 more interviews with Jenny. But they didn't come here. So for me, me faltaron el respeto.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have respect for me. Not them, but her. So I can't be like, go, Jenny.
I feel you.
I can't, bro.
No, absolutely. No. That's the reason why you all can have all of, not you, but like the chat or the world, like you guys can have this whole food thing,
right.
I don't like, bro, I want to say this and respectfully, I blocked them the day Juanito told me, well, you know, my security is at risk now. He's talking like he's in prison. I'm like, bro, you're not even a gangster. Stop talking like you're in prison. My security is at risk, so I can't have you here. This is exactly what he said, because I want to be very detailed, because these fools.
His security is at risk? Like
he said, well, that's serious what you said, and my security is at risk, and I can't have you here, and maybe we'll do some work up north. And Juanito, your 3 interviews from up north are whack. You're not even in them. Podcasting is about showing a piece of yourself. So if you're not going to go all the way in, step away. But, and again, all my northern raza gets second-class citizenship. They get interviews with no icon, no full community logo. They're in some trap house. You know, Big Tone, or Tone doesn't deserve that. Iggs doesn't deserve that. The other guys don't deserve it. GB deserves better than being in a park. And that's the thing, bro. I was trying to create a podcast that was going to bring all of our people together. Now, that's just another LA podcast, bro. And Bravo the Bag Chaser went to the food community, then they go to the other food one, and now you guys are just like ABC, NBC, and you're not dynamic. Why a podcast is dynamic is when it has layers. So a fool from up north, a fool from down south, and a fool from the, you know, central to southern area would be interviewing fools and liberating them from themselves. I thought I was going to free these people, but they're not ready, and that's okay. I do wish them the best. After this interview, I'm not going on a campaign. I'm not making posts.
You said what you said.
Yeah, I said what I said, and I mean everything I've said here tonight, truly. And I love those guys more than I have.
Right.
Not hate, but disagreement with them, and I hope them the best. And if they're offended, well, fuck you, dog, and fuck the food community. Nah. I was gonna say fuck the food community as a record label and as a staff. And if you're down with the food community, fuck you too. What is it? LA Icon, fuck you too. Chris Sour Apple, fuck you too. All your motherfuckers, fuck you too. No, that's the Tupac one. I always wanted to say fuck the food community, but I actually don't mean that. I just wanted to say it one time.
Did it feel good?
It felt pretty good, actually, dog. Fuck the fucking food community. I think there should be a shirt that says men versus food. Because, again, it's not about north versus south. It's about, you know, alpha versus beta, man versus food. And this food shit has to go, man. And the alphas need to step up and step out and not be afraid of all these fucking beta males.
Now, I want to say this really quick, and please don't cut me off. My thing is this, that you just created a lot of reaction videos for a lot of podcasters right now, okay? But I'm going to ask respectfully to all the podcasters not to mention one by name. If you're going to cut this up, at least cut it up in context. Don't piece it together and make him say something that he didn't say.
Exactly.
If you
give you credit. Remember we got when the food community didn't give you credit, and I got on his ass.
At least tag me, bro.
At least tag them.
He's like, this came from Tony A. Or whatever, Tony the Wiz. But yeah, because you just created, because you know what they're gonna do? Fuck the food community, fuck it. And that's all they're gonna put.
Oh, I don't care.
They're not gonna put it in context.
But I don't care, because the internet's not real. It's not real, and it's not real. So I know it's real, but you know what I mean? Yeah. It's not real, bro. And so I'm not tripping. The people that know. And it was, you know what I mean? Overall, it was a great experience. Again, shout out to all those fools. But just leave me out of all that. You guys can have this whole weird popularity contest. I've been popular my whole life. I don't need to get popular at 40.
Especially on OnlyFans.
Woo!
Okay,
I might start it back.
Last question, then we out of here. 2023, 2024 is coming up. What's in the future for Pocho One? What can people expect from you other than a possible comeback to OnlyFans?
Oof, I know. I gotta find the lady. It's because I want a girlfriend to do it. So it's like family friendly kind of.
I mean,
all right, so this is what I'm doing. I'm actually what I do, real quick, I have a company called Solidarity Security. So we work in solidarity with the community. So we're not just like these super cops and people that want to be, the police. We actually care about the people. So we protect people. So I run a professional bodyguard service. I know that people like us can protect ourselves, but a lot of times when you're out there, you can't see your six, and I can. I don't drink. I'm focused, and all my guards are fathers who want to get home to their families. So you ever need a bodyguard or you ever need security all over, I service California, all over California and Texas right now. So that's when I've been busy making money, really,
Awesome.
So that's one thing. I am going to come back with a podcast, live interviews with just people I enjoy. Hopefully other people. Just no popularity, no begging, no asking, hoping, people that I know that we already have relationships, and we'll see where it goes. I'm doing it as a hobby. It's not professional anymore. My photography and my security I do so well doing that. And the last thing is I'm down here. I didn't come down here just to do this interview and to stir up or whatever.
I got work to do.
Yeah, I came down here because I'm working for a big private school that helps nothing but Latino and Black kids from the projects of South Central and Watts go access higher education at 100% rate. That means every single person in the class, Tony, accesses, no disrespect to a state college, but a university. And so those are the kind of men, and the guy that's running that program is an alpha male that's 55, and there's a guy from New Jersey, a congressman named Terry Booker or whatever his name is. He did more push-ups than him, and he can do more push-ups than me, and he's 15 years older than me. He's like another Tony. Yeah. And that's an alpha male that I'm following, and that's who I want to follow. And if you guys want to come deal with these alphas, deal with men, have real man conversations, come over here. And if you want to be on that tomfoolery, low frequency, fucking how's the weather, how's the traffic ass podcast, go over there and be with those guys. And it's all good.
Shout outs and we out.
Shout outs to my mama, to my family, to the whole Sanchez Mafia, to Santa Rosa, to South Park, to Chicano Brand who put me up, and the homie's actually wearing a Chicano Brand shirt behind. So so it was Chicano, you're out here. Thank you for the shirt and the clothes. To my barber, Dro, who's my therapist, to the mother of my child, Becky, who has made me a better man, to my daughter, Vida, to all the fools, I hope you become men, to all the betas, I hope you become alphas, and shout out to the fool community, LA Icon, Rich Homie One, Sour Apple. You might think that this is all like whatever, but it's actually love, and this is a father or a Theo, teaching you guys how to do this, really.
Oh, good. Let me go and shout out, you know what, Chicano Brand, I'm going to give a shout out to them. I was in Scottsdale, Arizona with High C. We did our first performance there, and he blessed me. Now we're not going to get into phone calls. Honestly, he had to say what he had to say. We're going on 2.5 hours, and I'm not going to do 3 hours. So next time, if there's a part 2, we'll go ahead.
Part 3.
Part 3. I'm sorry. Alex, really quick, before I...
Can I say shout out to Go Toes?
Okay, shout out to Go Toes on my behalf and his behalf. Much love, respect. A lot of people are going to see Go Toes here soon. Okay, go ahead and give those super chats and then give the poll answer, and then I'll give my shout outs and we out of here.
Okay, Isaiah's spontaneous content dropped $5. They said, I and LA Fools in the chat want to do OnlyFans with the guest. Change my mind. Okay,
that's right.
Shazzy H-Town dropped $5. She said, definitely think I got pregnant during this episode.
That's right, baby. And your baby's going to have beautiful curls, too.
There you go.
When is this guest coming back?
Hey, he needs a co-host.
Hit him in the DM. Let's go.
Okay, this fool, this with two, so these fool dropped $2. He said, this fool, man. Okay.
Just say it.
This fool Pocha has daddy issues.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
I got a dad and a stepdad.
Okay.
And then this guy dropped another $2 to say, don't ever bring this toxic high nut back.
You know, okay, you know what? I'm not even going to address it because, you know, that's just somebody just trying to throw something out there. But I appreciate it. You know what? But one thing about this platform, we allow you to say whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
We're not going to block you. We're not going to do any of that. But it's just like I sat across from this man that, you know what, shared what was on his heart. And if you think that was toxic, I really, I don't know what to say. Alex, go ahead and give that poll answer. Okay. So how many people voted? Okay. Say the question.
Okay. The question is, all right, it was 249 votes. The question is, what are you? And then
Alpha
is 89% and betas are 11%.
Hey, at least they were beta enough to vote.
How many people were in the chat?
Two right now. Two something. They're almost at 300.
Yeah.
Okay, very quickly. Let me give a shout out once again to Pocho One. Thank you for coming through. Let me give a shout out to Gotos who's watching. Let me give a shout out to Alex Cervantes Enterprise, the Hip Hop Jedi, News of Norbees. Let me give a shout out to Marvelous Inc. Let me give a shout out to my son B-SKANLESS.
Yeah.
And also a shout out to a moderator, Magic Girl. Much love, much respect.
We got one more.
Go ahead.
Central Cal dropped $5. They said, salute rich homie Juan and the whole food community.
All good.
Yeah, shout out.
Blessings. We're out of here. See you guys here. Anything else? Okay. See you guys here Sunday. Okay.
7:07.
Thank you. We out of here.